TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.
I have seen war on land and sea.
I've been through battles before. I bled with men in that ring.
I have seen blood running from the wounded. I have seen the agony of mothers and wives.
I'm willing to go to war with you guys, and I'm willing to fight for a company that I believe in.
I hate war.
Will you go to war with us?
It is my determination to adopt every practicable measure to avoid involvement in war.
This is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the people. They believe in us. We believe in them, and we will fight.
War is a contagion.
We will fight.
America hates war. America hopes for peace.
And I'll fight with you and die right here in this ring because I believe in it.
I have seen war.
Just like the fans believe in it.
I hate war.
When you fight for something you believe in, you will do anything to succeed.
It's not about winning and losing the battles. It's about winning and losing the war.
Will you go to war with us?
And now, TNA Wrestling presents Final Resolution.
Tonight at Final Resolution, TNA's last pay-per-view of 2008. The future of both the Main Event Mafia and the Front Line will be affected when Rhino faces Kurt Angle. Either the Mafia loses their leader or Angle gets his wish answered. A rematch with Jeff Jarrett.
In a very unique 8-man tag team matchup, it will be the Main Event Mafia against the TNA Front Line. If the Mafia wins, Sting retains his title. But if the Front Line gets the victory, then AJ Styles will be the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion.
And welcome everyone, it's TNA's final pay-per-view of 2008. It's Final Resolution where there's so much at stake concerning the futures of both. Yes, the TNA Front Line and the Main Event Mafia. It's Mike Tenay, it's Don West. We are live, we are at ringside, we're in Orlando, Florida. This is a jam-packed, standing room only Impact Zone. Boy, you can really feel the fever in here tonight, Don. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why. This is what we have in store for you tonight.
So much at stake, like Mike mentioned. It's feast or fire. This is the matchup with the 4 cases on the poles. 3 contain title shots, 1 contains a pink slip.
TNA knockouts in action. It's going to be Charmel and the Beautiful People against ODB, Roxy, and Taylor Wilde.
The X Division titles on the line, as it's Showtime Eric Young taking on Sheik Abdul Bashir, who will walk out the X Division champion.
Knockout championship at stake as well. The challenger, Christy Hemme, to face the dominant champion, Awesome Kong.
And the TNA Tag Team Championships are on the line as the Monster Abyss teams up with the Blueprint Matt Morgan against the champs, Beer Money Inc.
The career of the Olympic gold medalist is at stake. Will he get the rematch with Jeff Jarrett or will he leave TNA? Kurt Angle, Rhino, Mick Foley, the Enforcer.
It's the TNA Front Line versus the Main Event Mafia. If the Front Line wins, AJ Styles is the new heavyweight champion. If the Main Event Mafia gets the victory, Sting retains his title.
Top to bottom tonight at Final Resolution. So much at stake, including our opening match. And we will open with Feast or Fired. The question, ladies and gentlemen, that we will answer tonight. Who will end up with the 3 title shots? Who will end up with the pink slip? It's time for Feast or Fired. If there has ever been a situation where a match is all or nothing, DW, this is it. It's Feast or Fired, and you are going to see, ladies and gentlemen, the 13 competitors make their way down the ring, led by the fashionist for the Beautiful People, Cute Kid.
You know, Mike, a lot of people have asked the question, why would people risk this? Why would they put it on the line? Why would they put their career on the line? Well, let me tell you something. There's a lot of answers to that what it is, Mike, especially after what we saw last year. And again, it was heartbreaking for us to watch Christopher Daniels crying when he was fired, but think of the dynamics that those title shots meant. In the course of things, these guys want to feel that.
Think about Feaster fired in 2007 in our Turning Point pay-per-view. We saw B.G. James going by. Here comes former X-Division champion Black Machismo Jay Lethal. Think of what happened to the tag team of B.G. James and Kip James as a result of Feaster fired. They were split.
And they've never reconciled through this whole thing. Think about the situation with Petey Williams, a man who can't be in this year's Feaster Fire because of the beatdown from the Main Event Mafia a few weeks ago. But it was Feaster Fire that brought him together with Scott Steiner in the first place.
You saw Chris Sabin, Consequences Creed, the masked star from the Orient, Curryman. Here comes one half of the Latin American Exchange, Big Super Mex Hernandez. And here's his tag team partner, Homicide. Remember, 4 briefcases hung on top of the poles. The match will continue until all 4 briefcases are claimed. There you see Shark Boy coming down. Yes, you must leave the ring with the briefcase. The briefcases are padlocked, and we will have 4 cases claimed tonight. We will reveal the contents of one of the 4 cases tonight, the other 3 to be revealed this Thursday night on Impact. It is all or nothing, and when you think about the destiny of these wrestlers lying in the contents of the briefcase, that's what Feaster Fired is all about.
And again, an important thing to mention, it's not getting the case down into the ring. It's getting the case down and getting out of the ring with that case. Once you've done that, that case is yours. I'll never forget seeing the case tossed between BG and Kip James last year and the things that can happen. I'm telling you, folks, this is just going to be a melee. It's not about pins and submissions. It's about getting title shots.
We will do our damnedest to try and stay on top of the action. As you can see, Consequences Creed trying to make his way up towards that case, but he's cut off by Hernandez of LAX. On the far side, it's Shark Boy going for 1 case, but instead Big Lance Rock takes him down. Curryman real close, climbing up that chain, right on the verge of trying to take down a case, but he's hooked by Jimmy Ray.
Well, you saw him. He got his legs tangled up in there. Again, think about this, too. It's not about getting eliminated. You can't get eliminated in this kind of a matchup. Look at see Lance Rock trying to get up there and get that case. Curryman able to cut him down. So you just got to keep trying. It's one of those deals where you just got to take every opening you can. Jay Lethal right now, like Machismo, is so close.
Instead, it's Curryman to deprive him from making his way up that pole and taking down the case as Shark Boy just caught Sanjay Dutt.
I'll tell you what, man, that was something, but here comes the double team of the Motor City Machine Guns. Now, you mentioned it, there are 3 distinct tag teams in this matchup. The Guns, they're going to work together as best they can. LAX, and of course, Lance Rock and Jimmy Ray. Now, I've thought about this scenario. What if the tag team, say the Guns, what if each of them comes down with a case? One might get a title shot, another one could get fired. You really are putting it on the line here, Mike, today.
Yes, in those briefcases, it's a shot at the TNA World Heavyweight Championship, a shot at the TNA Tag Team titles, a shot at the X Division Championship, and then, of course, there's that 1 case that has the pink slip.
Wow, great combination there by the Prince Justice Brotherhood, Shark Boy and Curryman, as they work together to take both Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin out. And now Curryman, Shark Boy, unimpeded right now as they're going for the briefcases. Curryman so close, B.G. James able to get there just in time and nails him right in the head. But look at that block by Shark Boy.
How about Shark Boy? Decided instead of going up for the case that he was going to help Curryman, and they dumped B.G. James out to the floor. And now Curryman and Shark Boy both going up for the case, but here comes the Guru, Sanjay Dutt from behind.
Well, they took too long. They were working together, but they took way too long. Look at this. Hernandez wanted to eliminate the Guru. Crossed him, and look at Guru coming right on top of his back. Jumps to the ropes.
He's going to take down the case. Oh, Black Machismo Jay Lethal, his longtime rival, is there to stop him, and then Lance Rock takes both of them down to the concrete.
I want to tell you something else, too. Don't think that fear comes into play. When they get so close to a case, right now, Jimmy Ray, he's got to be thinking in the back of his mind, do I really want to grab it? Do I really want to bring it down? Sometimes it's that hesitation. It's that hesitation. from 150, and Hernandez brings the case down.
Hernandez, big supermax of American Exchange, takes down case number 1. He's got the case.
Well, it's how you clear a room right here. You just grab Jimmy Rave and you send him across the river. I'm telling you what, everybody knocked down, and there was nobody to stop Hernandez.
Cases are numbered. First case goes to Hernandez. He gets the case that's numbered number 4. Curryman walking up the back of Cute Kip. Want to tell you about Petey Williams scheduled to return in this feast or fired match, but he couldn't get medical clearance. Still showing the effects, the after effects of that concussion from the beatdown at the hands of the Main Event Mafia. That's why Petey Williams is not here tonight in Feast or Fired. And BG James, oh, he knows what this is all about. Taking out one of the cases last year, but stopped in there, Shark Boy.
I'll tell you what, Shark Boy coming at the right time. Kick to the gut to Cute Kip, able to bring him down. And look at that, Consequences Creed goes over, but Shark Boy taking it to everybody. This is his chance, but you better watch out because there's always somebody behind you.
Somebody like Big Lance Rock with the extension of the leg. First for Shark Boy, then catches Saban with the boot, suplexes him overhead. Shelly from the top, he catches the other half of the guns. Lance has got Shelly up on top and powers him down.
Unbelievable. Look at Alex Shelley. He didn't even know what hit him. And now Lance Rock looking at the case, feeling it. He's got the path cleared, but you can't hesitate. And doing so, it allows Curryman and Homicide to get behind him.
And now the double team. Homicide, Curryman shooting Big Lance off. He just burst right through that double clothesline attempt. And then he takes both down. He caught them with a double lariat. Curryman up. Homicide up. Went for the double choke slam, but they're able to break it up on Big Lance.
I'll tell you what, Jay Lethal very close to getting a case. Jimmy Rave, though, gets there and just nails him in the back with his fist. I mean, just hit him right in the center. Oh, man! Jimmy Rave just creamed Black Machismo on the ring apron. Now Curryman, so close. Homicide, so close. They're both in dangerous territory. Headbutting going on. What's going to happen?
Boy, dangerous situation. Precarious place up on top of the turnbuckle. The briefcase hanging above. You see the headbutt there from Homicide. Curryman coming back with a headbutt.
Both of them holding on the pole for dear life, but that time Homicide just couldn't stay up there. And Curryman, he's so close.
He's got to unhook it, and he does.
But he's got to get out. He's got to get out.
Second case, it's labeled number 3. Goes to Curryman, but you're right. He's got to take it all the way down to the floor. That's one way to do it.
I'll tell you what, take somebody out with you. Curryman gets the second case. 2 cases to go, and it looks like Black Machismo's got it. He's been so close on so many occasions, but again, Jimmy Rave is his nemesis.
Exchange of the knife edge chops. Machismo, a series of short punches. Rave comes right off behind him. There it is. Lethal combination, but it's broken up by Rave, and he just rocked his world.
He just rocked his world, is right. What a kick! Holy cow, Kip James just took Rave's head off.
Cute Kip sandwiches him in the corner, and as Rave comes out, doubled over, famous.
I'll tell you what, you don't think these guys want these shots? Look at Alex Shelley. Kick here, kick there, spin kick there. Here comes Chris Saban. Just springboards into that drop kick off the top rope and takes Cute Kip out, and now Alex Shelley. Chris Saban, they've got their opportunity. Who's going to go for it?
Hernandez, Curryman have taken down the first 2 cases. Still 2 to go. We see Creed shot off. Guns miss. Guns sent head first together by Creed. Spinning neck breaker by Homicide. Oh, but now it's Homicide squaring off with Consequences Creed.
Homicide, oh, he caught himself on the ropes and he came right into that clothesline. Oh my God, look at the guru. That guy is unbelievable. Just springs up there, gets that hook and right around his neck and sends it to Machismo. But then Machismo defends it himself.
Full Nelson takes him over. What a full Nelson suplex. Machismo pointing to the briefcase. He's got his sights set. He's got that tunnel vision. He's going to make his way up to the top. Can he take down this 3rd case?
So close, but here come Homicide. And that's how quickly he can drop down as he just took his feet out from underneath him. And now Homicide is wrapping his feet in the ropes and using it to his advantage. And now look at this. Oh, man. You talk about a Gringo cutter. Holy cow.
Gringo cutter off the ropes. Homicide looks up. What's he going to do? Which case case is he going to go for? What's he going to take down? You can see Hernandez, his LAX partner, Moses forward to take this one down.
This is risky. Guru trying to get up there to stop it. You can see Homicide. He's thinking twice about it. I don't blame him. Your partner's already got one case. Headbutting by Guru, another headbutt. Homicide, though, trying to hold on again. He's been in this spot before earlier with Curry Man. This time looks like the Guru's got the advantage. Oh, no, not that time.
Crotch on that top steel post. Homicide going to reach up. Can he unhook the case? He's so close to taking it down.
Look at this. He's going to use the back.
And he means necessary.
It's what you got to do. And he's got it, but he's got to get down.
Got a long way to still drop to the floor. Can he make it all the way down? Homicide with case number 1. He's got the third case. But this is, I think, what you were talking about. Think of the odds. With Homicide and Hernandez having 2 cases, there's the potential, Don, that one of the 2 of them could have a pink slip.
Well, think about it, though. There's also a 50-50 chance you both got title shots. So I'm telling you, it's a risk-reward factor. Now there's one left.
Yes,
one left.
Ultimate risk, ultimate reward here. All or nothing, the destiny lying in the briefcases. As we see out of nowhere, Sanjay Dutt taking out both BG James and Q-Tip.
Now you've got the guns, and they're somebody that I think have a good advantage here because they work so well together. They know there's only one case up for stake, so you might as well just sacrifice one of them to get it, and that's what I'm talking about, that teamwork. It's just magical, and they got it going on. And Alex Shelley knows it. Alex Shelley's climbing. Alex Shelley's going to get it, but Jimmy Ray's got an answer to that.
Ray's going to try and stop him from behind. Caught him with a big forearm shot to the back, but this is where you talked about the edge that the guns might have. Chris Sabin, Shelley's partner from underneath, has got Jimmy Ray. Shelley, oh my! Sliced the bread, get Shelley off the top with an assist from Sabin.
I'll tell you what, the crowd appreciated that effort, but all that's done is left the door open. And look at this. Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, there's nobody to stop him. There is no, now here comes Alex Shelley just in time.
Just when it looked like Lethal would take down the 4th and final case. Shelley to the corner. Now Machismo up on his shoulders. Going to allow Sabin from the top. Here he comes.
Oh, what a, oh my God, he turned it inside out. Right off of the shoulders of Alex Shelley. That's the teamwork of the guns that we mentioned. And now you see Alex Shelley. Who's going to stop it?
Boy, the missile drop kick could prove to be the difference. The opening's there for Shelley. Shark Boy in pursuit from behind, and he pulls Shelley down just when it looked like Shelley of the guns was going to get the 4th and final case.
I'll tell you one thing we've learned here, Mike, is you can't hesitate for a second. When you get the chance, you've got to go up there, climb. And it's really hard to unhook it. We found that out. So many guys have been close, but you've got to really have a long reach to get up there high enough to unclasp it. Save it. Oh, man. Kick the Shark Boy and the DDT. The consequences creed.
Now you see the guns working together. Sabin points to Shelley. Climb, take down the case, and I'm going to watch your back. I'm going to protect you here so there's no possible way that anybody else can deprive you. Shelley's got the case in hand. Going to use it as a weapon here with a big shot first for Creed, then one for Shark Boy. Remember, Don, you got to take it all the way to the floor.
And keep in mind, that case is not his until he hits the floor. And Jimmy don't get stolen.
Black Machismo, Jay Lethal came completely out of nowhere, springing across, taking the case right out of the hands of an overconfident Alex Shelley.
Well, you talked about it. They were caught up in the moment, Mike. The Motor City Machine Guns were celebrating the victory. They were happy. They proved what they could get it, and they worked together to get it. But they forgot one thing. The rules. The rules state you got to take the case all the way out of the ring to the floor. Black Machismo realized it, caught him unaware, grabbed it, got to the floor just in time.
Hernandez, Curry Man, Homicide, Black Machismo, Jay Lethal. They have possession of the 4 Feast or Fired cases. Remember, 3 title shots hang in the balance, but also 1 pink slip as well.
Well, you can see Alex Shelley just argued vehemently, and Chris Sabin, they feel they've been robbed. They feel this isn't right. They feel it's their case. But let's look at the highlights of this match here and show you some of the great points that went down as these 4 guys got the cases starting with that incredible border toss. But how about how Curry Man got to the ground?
Homicide of LAX right up the back of the Guru Sanjay Dutt. And as a result, both members of LAX, they have possession, they have claim on the cases. This is when it looked like the Guns were in total control.
Well, this is the finish, and you can see the celebration, but they forgot. And what a move by Black Machismo. He just stole it right from him, got it to the floor, and he gets the last and final case.
Can't be more opportunistic than that. Let's go to the ring. I think JB wants to talk to the Guns.
Congratulations, gentlemen. Homicide, Hernandez, Curryman, Black Machismo, Jay Lethal. The four of you are the recipients of this year's Feast or Fired. Hang on, Alex. Feast or Fired briefcases. Congratulations. Gentlemen, before we move on, we are going to open up the first briefcase here live tonight. But before we do that, gentlemen, I want you to be very clear on what is about to happen. One of the four of you will open a briefcase, and gentlemen, you are well aware what's in those briefcases, but I have to remind you, your fate is contained in those briefcases. One of you will walk away with a World Heavyweight Championship title match. One of you will walk away with a World Tag Team title shot. One of you will walk away with an X Division title shot. And one of you will be fired on the spot. Gentlemen, are all four of you aware 100% of what you are getting yourselves into? Because right now, we are going to offer only once. Realizing everything that is at stake here, any one of you can walk away right now and forfeit your briefcase.
Oh, what a decision that is.
Well, to tell you what, and you can see, look at this, Curryman walking, thinking about it. Sometimes you play the safe route, but you got to think of the prestige that goes with being a champion, no matter what division it's in.
Is at stake, gentlemen.
Looks like Curryman having second thoughts.
Well, I'm sure they all are having some doubts.
All right. That's your final offer. All four of you will now have those briefcases in your possession. Now, what is going to happen is this. We have randomly picked a number, and that number will be opened tonight, right now. The number randomly selected is the number 2, Jay Lethal.
Well, Jay Lethal doesn't have to wait till Impact.
Lethal, come on in the ring right now. We are going to find out the contents of your case.
The contents and the destiny of Black Machismo Jay Lethal. Remember, there's a chance that this is his last match here in TNA.
They need to do something with the Guns. I mean, this is ridiculous. Get them out of there. I'm sorry about what happened, but they're just becoming annoying in this situation. We got to move past it. Jay Lethal did it by the rules, and he got the case.
All right, we are going to unlock the chain around the briefcase. Jay Lethal, if you would, sir, come on over real quick. Want a word with you before we open this up. You have been with TNA Wrestling for a couple of years now. You have won the X Division title. You hold a victory. Gentlemen, please. It's not your case. If you got a problem with it, go talk to Mick Foley. The rules of the match are very simple, Alex. The first man to the floor with the case is the winner. That was not you.
This is getting ridiculous.
Jay Lethal, this is a very, very important moment of your career. This is a moment where your career is literally at the crossroads. It's feast or fired. You could walk away with an X Division title shot, a World Heavyweight title shot, or a World Tag Team title shot. Although there is a chance that you could be fired right here, right now. Jay Lethal, are you ready to see the contents of your feast or fired briefcase?
Oh, yeah.
Let's open up the briefcase and find out the fate of the Black Machismo, Jay Lethal.
Here we go. Tag
You got a tag team title shot, Jay Lethal. Your job is safe, my friend. You have a world tag team title shot. Congratulations. That is yours.
Oh, and that really sets off the Motor City Machine Guns, Don.
Oh, absolutely. Think about it.
Unbelievable turn of events here tonight. Jay Lethal has won the World Tag Team title shot. Please. We're going to open up the following three. Damn it, would you let me do my job?
Well, JB's getting frustrated, and I can't blame him.
I don't care if it was your case. You knew the rules of the match. If you got a problem with it, go talk to Mick Foley. I don't know what you don't understand about what is going on here, and quite frankly, I'm sick of it.
Well, everybody is. It's just, you got to accept your fate.
You know what? I'm really sick of it. I'm sick of your constant whining. I'm sick of your moaning, your complaining, your bitching.
Tell him, JB.
Tell him how you really feel.
The name of the company, Alex, is Total Nonstop Action, not Total Nonstop A-hole. And that is what you've become.
Woo.
And I honestly can tell you, when I look at the 250 people that this place employs, I look around and I can, without question, tell you that you are the biggest pain in the ass I've ever worked with. Hit the music.
Wow.
JB has the last word for Alex Shelley of the Motor City Machine Guns. We know that Black Machismo Jay Lethal gets a tag title shot, and we will open the other three cases. The contents to be revealed this Thursday on Impact. But can you blame JB?
We've all felt a little of that here, Mike.
Let's send it to the back. Lauren standing by with Charmel and the beautiful people.
Charmel, with what started off as just a personal issue between you and ODB, has escalated into a full-blown war involving Taylor Wilde, Roxy, and your beautiful people. Now, you have to have mixed emotions going into this match. As you pursue a victory, if successful, you will also lose Booker's plush changing room to your partners, the beautiful people, in the process.
Well, you know what, Lauren, that's just detail. Detail that Booker and I will deal with after the victory. But as far as the match, ODB, even though I look, act, and smell like a lady, what's beneath the package is something you're not ready for. Because you see, underneath all this beauty, I'm about as ghetto can be. And tonight, when that final bell rings, I'm going to be Beyonce-ing all over your dimpled cellulite butt.
Oh, cellulite. Oh, gross. And speaking of cellulite, which, by the way, disgusts me to infinity and beyond, okay, I cannot believe that I am not blind right now by all the cellulite my poor eyeballs had you witness just waddling around in the girls' locker room earlier. Okay, really, ladies, handle that. And you know what else, Angelina? A lot of the girls around here refer to us as the Bad Girls Club. Well, let's get one thing clear, shall we? They're absolutely right. We do bad things to bad people. But let me make one thing clear to all you idiot hoes out there. We never start anything. We simply take out the trash that they put in the ring with us. Taylor Wilde, Roxy? Okay, really? We are so tired of beating the ugly out of you. It's not even fun to us anymore. We are so over it. In fact, the only reason we accepted this match is because the beautiful people wanted another crib.
Yes, and we all totally know that you can never have only one of something, okay? And Booker, we just want to thank you in advance for your lovely, beautiful locker room. Because quite frankly, the beautiful people can never have enough real estate. I mean, we really can't.
It's impossible.
We totally can't have enough. Like, never ever in the whole wide world.
Sorry, just wait.
And the reason that the economy sucks so bad right now is because we own everything.
Yes.
I mean, we really do. That's how we do. Okay? We're beautiful. We're spoiled. And we're perfect. We know it. And we love it. Ooh.
Really right now?
Okay.
Really?
Yes.
I'm in the middle of something. Phone. Can't believe.
Oh my God. Governor? Governor, is that you? What? Okay, hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Hello? How are you? Oh my God. You will never guess what. Velvet and I are just about to go on a moose hunt right now. Right now.
Oh, no.
Yes. Yes, I know. Okay. Thursday? Of course. You want to come to Impasse? Okay, you want to come to the Impasse? So totally you can come to... Oh, I will put you on the list. I'm totally cool like that. Oh my God. Okay. Okay, you just call me when you land, okay? Okay. Okay. Okay, bye. Oh, my God, it's coming in! Oh, God, let's go! Okay, come on.
Want to talk about the Main Event Mafia?
That's
Booker
why
T
I'm
and his
here.
little cronies? Why don't they just go? Let the young guys take over TNA.
The young boys need to learn some respect. And you know what else? You need to start respecting me.
How about me and you at the next pay-per-view? Final Resolution.
There's no way I'm going to let my queen get into the ring with that she-beast.
You're looking for the services of the beautiful people. Starting tonight and through the pay-per-view at Final Resolution, to walk down to the ring with Charmel to provide backup.
If the beautiful people help Charmel win her match at Final Resolution, then we get your locker room.
What are you talking about? You want my lava room? You can have my lava room.
We got a little problem. Charmin and Booker D hired the beautiful people, so now it's going to be a little 3-on-1.
Just call us. We got your back.
So you're saying the three of us against those three
Fight? I'm down for a fight. We can those up.
Charmel and the beautiful people take on ODB, Taylor Wilde, and Roxy.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a 6-woman tag team contest. Scheduled for one fall. Introducing knockout team number 1 first. Representing the Main Event Mafia from Houston, Texas, Charmel.
Potentially that good news, bad news situation here for Booker T's queen, Charmel. Yes, they enlist the services of Angelina Love, Velvet Sky, the beautiful people as their partner. But remember, if they're victorious, they got to give up Booker's crib.
And her tag team partners accompanied by Q-Kip, Angelina Love, and Velvet Sky. They are the beautiful people.
Beautiful people claiming they are now TNA's Bad Girls Club, and the only reason that they accepted the opportunity to join Charmel in this 6-knockout tag is the chance to get some new real estate, a new crib. But boy, then they're talking about Governor Palin coming to Impasse this Thursday. Looked to me like Kip was on the verge of smartening them up.
I'm going to tell you something, Charmel, I'm a little worried because the beautiful people are more concerned about the quote-unquote governor coming this Thursday than they are about this matchup. She's going to be in trouble. But it doesn't mean we can't appreciate this entrance.
Excuse me?
Yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to talk to you.
Feel free to talk now. I'm not even looking at the monitor.
Just ruined everything right there. And their opponents first from New Orleans, Louisiana, Roxy.
How about the way, yes, that the hardcore knockout, Roxy, along with the former knockout champ, Taylor Wilde, stepped up to the plate. They told ODB on a new talk show segment, ODB's angle, that they got her back.
Well, it's just another reason for Roxy and Taylor Wilde to get in there and mix it up with the beautiful people. I mean, they're always looking for a fight, and they saw the opportunity and took it.
team partner from Minneapolis, Minnesota, ODB!
Great reaction here at Final Resolution for ODB. And if you think back, this is where all the problems started. ODB on the talk show having Sharmell as her guest, and that's when things really blew up.
Well, I'll tell you what, though, you got to give Sharmell credit. She took the challenge, and you know that didn't make Booker T happy, and that's why he made sure the beautiful people joined in.
And their tag team partner from Toronto, Ontario, Canada, Taylor Wilde!
I'm sure ODB, Roxy, happy to have the former knockout champion Taylor Wilde on their side. Well, you think back to the series of matches that Taylor Wilde had with the current reigning champ, Awesome Kong, and you know that she's a force to be dealt with in this 6 knockout tag.
I think the main question that we're going to have here is Sharmell. She's a question mark in this matchup. We don't get to see her in ring action. I mean, she's not somebody that wrestles in the knockout division. She's there to be on the arm of Booker T and to take care of him, and she does an incredible job of that and sees so many victories for him. But you look at this situation, she's going to have to get in there and mix it up, and she's going to have to really carry her weight.
I think that's where the intrigue lies in this matchup. Is she going to be a positive or a negative for the team, Don? Will the beautiful people be able to cover if there are any problems with Sharmell?
Another thing, keep your eye on Q-Tip, because he's going to do whatever he can to make sure that his ladies get that locker room from Sharmell. And I was just looking at Velvet Sky, and she was stroking Sharmell's hair, telling her, don't worry, it's all good. ODB coming out pointing. Who does she want? Oh, she wants either one of them. Look at it. She wants Sharmell. She wants Sharmell.
Can't blame her as well. I mean, that's how this whole thing started, with Sharmell, the special guest on ODB's talk show, and instead, going to take down both of the beautiful people and take them out of play, and now get that backup that we talked about, and all of a sudden Sharmell jumps in the arms of Q-Tip.
Well, this is about the front line and about the Main Event Mafia as well. ODB, of course, stood up with the front line. Sharmell, as we know, part of that Main Event Mafia. But when she had to look into the eyes of ODB, she just wasn't quite ready, was she, Mike? Look at that fear.
Sort of brushed it off in the pre-match interview with Lauren, saying that the potential for them to lose Booker T's locker room to the beautiful people is a detail that her and Booker will deal with after Final Resolution. We see quickly here on the offensive goes Angelina Love, but Roxy just stopped her dead in her tracks.
I mean, grabbed the arm and just pulled her right into the forearm, and now she goes in and gets Taylor Wilde tagged in. She brings those arms down and chops the arm, and now going right at Angelina Love.
Boy, there's so much, Don, at stake here tonight, top to bottom. In almost every match, as we see the double sledge off the top by Roxy. Of course, Feast or Fire to open Final Resolution. The crib of Booker T at stake here. The championship match is still to come. And the entire future of TNA's Main Event Mafia and the TNA Front Line, that's at stake tonight as well.
I mean, think about it. If Rhino gets the win, then the head of the Main Event Mafia is going to be gone from TNA. I mean, it could be a crushing defeat right off of the bat. And then, of course, Sting's title's on the line. He doesn't even have to get pinned to lose it.
And I think you probably even heard all the talk going around the locker room today about that 8-man tag team match where the TNA World Title's at stake as Slick Johnson counts 2 in the shoulders of Taylor Wilde. There's that question of trust when it comes to Samoa Joe and the phenomenal AJ Styles and their tag team partners, Brother Ray, Brother Devon, Team 3D. Can Joe and AJ trust Brother Ray and Brother Devon?
I'll tell you what, though, if I'm AJ Styles and Samoa Joe, you know what? What have you got to lose? You've got to trust them. You don't have the World Championship. It's not like you've got it and you're trusting them to have your back. Sting's got to trust that Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, and Booker T will be there when he needs them so that he can keep his belt. So even though that's the talk, I really believe there's less risk on AJ Styles' side as you see a nice scoop and a slam by Roxy.
And the quick tags here, boy, especially Roxy, Taylor Wilde working in tandem, and as Taylor gets elevated up by her partner, you see Velvet Sky scoot out of the ring.
She just rolled right out of there. She is not going to take the shot Good move on her part. Roxy decides to go over as Velvet Sky tags Angelina Love and takes a shot at him.
Now 2 down as far as the beautiful people are concerned, and you know what that means. The ball is in your court, Sharmell.
Oh, Sharmell's pointing. She wants one of them to get back in the ring.
Here we go.
Scared to death. ODB's got the tag. Sharmell, you're going to help him out.
Well, you talked about potential involvement by Q-Tip and the fashionist for the beautiful people. Pulls off the shirt and squares off with ODB. Slick gets in the way, and now that's just the opening for the beautiful people to come in the back door and put the boots to ODB.
Well, you got to give Q-Tip credit for that. I mean, you could see Taylor Wilde was confused. You could see Roxy confused ODB. Q-Tip went in there, ran the interference, allowed the beautiful people to get back in and blindside him, and able to keep Sharmell out of the ring all in one boot. So you got to give Q-Tip credit. But how about that shot to the chest by ODB and another one?
Boy, the way that Sharmell was hiding behind that ring post, it was like her whole life just flashed right in front of her face. Just at the thought of having to get in the 6-sided ring with ODB, but now this is the beautiful people taking control.
Well, again, you got to give Q-Tip the thanks for turning it around. As you can see, Angelina Love, Velvet Sky working together as a team. And oh, look at that. She made sure the referee was looking over at him so she could intimidate Roxy and Taylor Wilde, rub it in her face, and then come back to ODB.
Beatdown continues on ODB, including Angelina, taking her with force, driving her back first right into the corner turnbuckles. Are going to do it a second time.
Well, she's using the power game on ODB.
Don't see that very often.
But Angelina Love is definitely the strongest wrestler of the 3 on that side. There's no doubt about it. Angelina Love is going to have to do most of the hard work and the dirty work. Velvet Sky's so good at coming in and hitting it from the blind side and helping Angelina Love out. And nice drop kick by Angelina Love. Right in the chin of ODB, and this match is just turned around completely.
Yeah, even though the beautiful people outnumbered in essence here, 3-on-2.
Whoa,
I was just going to talk about Sharmell not even getting involved, and now with ODB down and out, Sharmell says, I'll get my hands dirty.
Well, she said she was going to go get on her butt. Let's see what that's all about. As you can see, she knows she's got an advantage, and look at that. Puts the forearm right into the chin, right into the side of the cheek of ODB, and then trying to intimidate Roxy and Taylor Wilde, and now coming over and just throwing haymakers, shot after shot. Now, but ODB gets to her feet, gets mad, and Sharmell gets out in a hurry.
Boy, talk about a hit-and-run attack by Sharmell. I guess that's her description about Beyonce and all over the dimpled cellulite butt of ODB. Gets in, hit and run, right back out to the apron.
Well, Velvet Sky right now got a handful, so Angelina Love's going to come out and try to help her. Because ODB, once she breaks 3 of this, and oh, she ducks underneath, and there she is, and just takes them both out with a clothesline to each of them.
Explosive move by ODB. Could prove to be the chance for her to get to the corner and tag in either Taylor Wilde or Roxy. Both of those TNA knockouts extending their hands in, just begging to get involved.
Well, you know ODB would love to pin Sharmell because that's how it all started, but she's smart enough to know, hey, let Taylor Wilde, she's fresh, she's ready, let her get in there. She's a former champion, and Taylor Wilde is cleaning out.
Boy, unleashing the attack with drop kicks. Beautiful people on the receiving end, and then the tilt-a-whirl backbreaker across the knee for Angelina. Here comes the pin. Here's 2, Velvet in with a double sledge, the double axe to stop the 3 count.
Yeah, just at the last second, but that gives Roxy a chance. And look at Roxy, just sends Velvet Sky right out of the ring onto the floor, and it's kind of broken down to a brawl. Sharmell gonna go in there while ODB's back's turned to her. She's hesitating through it on. Oh, look at this.
Here's the showdown. Uh-oh. Sharmell looks like she's seen a ghost here, and ODB turns, stares her right in the eyes, and says, finally, this is my chance.
Got some people in the ghetto a little embarrassed by that right now, and there you see Q can't get in between them in a hurry, but look at ODB. She takes the slap, and now she goes right after Sharmell, and Sharmell flies out of here like a bat out of hell.
Straight up the entrance ramp and down the tunnel with ODB and even Q-Tip in pursuit. Going to try and keep our focus here on the ring with Taylor Wilde and Angelina Love squaring off.
And again, keep in mind, Roxy, Velvet Sky have already been fighting outside. Taylor Wilde going for him, and Angelina Love able to get the boots up. Now she's going to go top rope and try to finish this match off and get that locker room she's been craving. Oh, nice cross body block.
Sure is.
Wait a minute.
But look at how quickly Taylor reversed it.
Your winners, Roxy ODB, and 2 Wild.
rope cross body block. Looked like it was going to be the winner for the beautiful people. Instead, you saw how quickly Taylor Wilde turns it around, and I guess they're not going to get Booker's locker room after all.
Well,
nope, they don't get the crib of Booker T. Let's send it to JB with the X Division challenger tonight, Eric Young.
I'm here with Showtime Eric Young in the Frontline locker room, set to do battle tonight against Sheik Abdul-Bashir for the X Division Championship of the World, a title you won a few weeks back, only to have the decision overturned by Jim Cornette due to outside interference by referee Shane Sewell.
Yeah, that's right, JB. You know, I can't blame Shane for what he did. He's sick of Bashir just like I am. But tonight, Shane, I got it. And Bashir, I don't know if you've noticed, but the Eric Young that's walking around here right now seems to be a little bit different than the Eric Young of old. I'll be the first to admit I was a shell of my former self. But I'm back. It's called confidence. It's called purpose, Bashir. And I've got a cause that I'm fighting for with my brothers. The same hopes and dreams as I've got. Hopes and dreams, JB, isn't that what America's all about? Hell, this country was founded on a dream. And that's something I learned really quick when I moved here from Canada a few years ago.
Canada schmanada. I love America Junior as much as the next person. Sorry to interrupt your interview. We got to borrow this guy for 1 second.
Hey, you know what, Alex? Why do you always got to be like this? You know, you got to go your own way. You got to make your own decisions. You got to stand out from the crowd. Well, this isn't about making the popular decision. It's about making the right one. This is for our future, man. This is for our spots. Your future. You better get on board.
Make no mistake, man. We're on the same team as you. We just don't trust all the players. In fact, the only person I know I can trust is this guy right here. Everybody else, they have to earn it. But correct me if I'm wrong, you have a title match up right now. So why don't you do it to it, Lars, and we can talk to our good friend JB.
You all right, JB?
Yeah, I think I'll be all right.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Go get him, champ. Don't worry about it. Good luck.
Get him.
Good luck. Good luck. I don't know what you were thinking when you mouthed off out there. I'll tell you what, you weren't thinking at all, were you? I'm going to spare you this time, man. We just need one thing from you right now. Just tell us where Mick Foley is, and we'll be on our way.
He's by Jeff Jarrett's office.
Great. Thanks, champ.
Motor City Machine Guns trying to intimidate JB in an effort to find Mick Foley. It's the first of 4 matches tonight where a championship is at stake here at Final Resolution, and it's the X Division Gold on the line. We break it down with the X Factors, where recently on Impact, Eric Young defeated the Sheik to win the championship, or did he? After reviewing the tape, concluding ref Shane Sewell assisted in the win, TNA management has held the title up pending tonight's outcome. Jim Cornette has warned referee Shane he will be removed as a TNA official if he influences the outcome. Tonight, Shane Sewell must stay non-committal and call it straight down the middle.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next contest is for the TNA X Division Championship. It is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first the challenger, residing in Nashville, Tennessee. Showtime, Eric Young.
exciting night here for Eric Young. He's got an opportunity again to get that belt back. Mike and I have talked about it on many an occasion, and we really believe that Jim Cornette made the right decision. But you know what? All that can be erased tonight. Now, a lot of people may disagree with me, Mike, but I like the fact that Shane Sewell has to referee this match. We're going to find out if he can keep his hands clean.
And his opponent from Tehran, Iran, he is the TNA X Division champion, the Middle Eastern Nightmare, Sheik Abdul-Bashir.
Boy, you talk about an individual that is so difficult to deal with. We've seen it tonight from Alex Shelley of the Motor City Machine Guns. What a pain in the ass he's been. Sheik Abdul-Bashir beat him to the punch by a couple of months.
I'll tell you what, those two, like I said, if we could have got them both in a turkey suit, it would have been a great Thanksgiving a couple weeks ago. But, you know, you mentioned it, and he is. But one thing about Bashir, he is intense. I mean, he's all about himself. We found that out last week when he left the guys he was in a six-man tag team matchup with just to come over here just so he could take a cheap shot at Eric Young. He's all about himself, but don't deny his ability in that ring because this guy is impressive.
You mentioned the fact that referee Shane Sewell with the 2 strikes, he is the third man as he holds the gold. I like this from TNA management. They didn't take the easy road. No. They didn't try and look the other way, bring another referee in. No, they said, Shane Sewell, here's the situation, here's the rules, you've got to abide by them. Now go out and officiate this title match.
And you can bet Sheik Abdul-Bashir is going to do anything he can to get underneath his skin. But you're right, Mike, if you can't stand the heat, you got to get out of the kitchen, and that's what they're letting him know. And what he's got to do is just focus on the match, focus on calling the match right down the line, and just ignore Sheik Abdul-Bashir every chance he gets, because you can see right there where Sheik Abdul-Bashir not wanting to comply with getting his boots checked or whatnot, just trying to intimidate referee Shane Sewell.
Boy, that is easy for you and I to say sitting here at the broadcast table, but he's got to focus on other things. You saw the look that Sheik Abdul-Bashir was giving referee Shane Sewell before the bell rang, Don, and think back to Impact, where Sheik Abdul-Bashir would not compete in the 6-man tag match. He left his partners out there. Why? Because Eric Young was one of his opponents, and because referee Shane was the official.
I'll tell you what, this guy can get under your skin like nobody. We saw, like you said, Alex Shelley, he got under the skin of JB while he was trying to do his job, but this guy does it on a constant basis, every single person. I mean, you think about it. Calls himself from Iran when he was born and raised here in the United States. I mean, the arrogance of that. I mean, just, he's got everything you could want in this country, and yet he takes it out on everybody here like we're trying to keep it from him when we're doing nothing but that. And he uses that, though, to fuel him, and that's the scary part.
And how about the comments that we've heard repeatedly from Sheik Abdul-Bashir? He goes on his anti-American rants, and then he wonders why he doesn't get respect from the TNA fans.
Right now, nice move there. Little fence press action. As you can see, the rights raining down on the face of Bashir as things not going quite his way. Eric Young, the great thing about this, and we've seen such an unbelievable change in his style, the confidence, and you've mentioned it so many times. This guy is really
night and day, isn't it?
It is. The front line has done that to him, just being a part of that team. And he held that belt just for a short week, but he told me, man, it was the greatest week of his life, and he wants it back so bad. Nice shoulder block through the ropes.
Outside in, then slides through the legs of the Sheik. Prepared, ready, belly to belly planted him. With the far leg hook, Sewell down for the count, but it's only 2.
Then Eric Young just showing that strength he has. And when you and I remember back, this reminds us of when he was a part of Team Canada way back in the early years. I mean, 5 years ago. He was the daredevil of that group. And I'll tell you something, he's getting that again, and you can just see it in his face. And I'll tell you, he wants this X Division title so bad.
Confidence of EY on display, feeding off the crowd support behind him. Bashir quickly puts on the brakes, tries the reversal and does, and wow, look at that.
Wow. I mean, the force that he sent Eric Young over the top of that rope. Normally, Eric Young somehow finds a way to stay on the ring apron. Not that time. That was just unbelievable strength by Sheik Abdul-Bashir, and that's what he needed to turn this thing around.
Bashir powers him all the way to the concrete. Eric, this is the reason why he's favoring his back. Look at this bad landing and his knee.
And he kind of rolled into the rail, too, but not with as much force as he hit the ground. But I'm telling you what, the force with which Bashir threw him into the turnbuckle was awful impressive.
Did you notice the first offensive move directed at the back, and then there goes EY, head first, face first, directly into the steel steps. And that look of confidence that we saw on the face of Eric Young is now on the face of the Sheik. And that's a bad landing right there. And again, the back of Eric right into the unforgiving concrete. I mean, the unforgiving steel steps after meeting the concrete. Rolled in, hit attempt, had the weight position to cross, and then goes right back to the waist lock.
I got to give Shane Sewell credit. He's been able to keep his calm. He's been trying to get him back into the ring, allowing Bashir to do his thing. He was counting while he was out there, but he's done a good job. You can see he's checking on the condition of Eric Young. Eric Young in pain, but look at him getting to his feet. And again, just you gotta put that pain out of your mind. And he took some wicked shots into the steps, but here he goes. Nice elbow though by Bashir. Boy, it lands right in that breastbone.
All about the elbows. A couple of shots from EY with the elbow broken, but then Bashir cuts him off. And speaking of elbow drops, series of them, and he gets right in the face of Shane Sewell and says it's your job to count 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, not quite 3.
EY able to power out before 3, and Bashir goes back. Effort here to neutralize the challenger with the surfboard hold.
Puts that knee right in the center of the back and pulls those arms back tight. And anybody that's had that happen to you, you know the pain that causes. I mean, it's just sheer pain. A lot of times it takes the feeling out of your arms, and it's just such an incredible advantage. After he lets go of this move, what he can do from there, because it's going to take a few seconds for Eric Young to get the feeling back, and that's why he drop kicks to the back of the head. 2, wow, he's able to kick out though.
And then right back to the surfboard, and it's so obvious to see what's going through the mind of Bashir here, realizing that Eric was favoring his back and then totally taking the focus of his offense and trying to wear Eric Young down, and it's been awfully successful to this point. Eric going to try and get back up. Vertical base is step number 1.
I'm more impressed. Oh, nice counter. Wow, I didn't see that coming. Beautiful shot by Eric Young.
You didn't see it coming. What about the Sheik?
Well, the Sheik sure felt it, I can tell you that. But you're right, great counter, but you can see the pain that Eric Young's still in. That was a desperation move, because I was getting ready to say, I'm more impressed with the Sheik's game plan than I am Eric Young's at this point. But how about this? Eric Young feeling it now. Nice block and a nice right.
Oh, you're right. Nips up to his feet, then the shot, the punch. Look at this go behind off the standing switch. EY elevates him up. Backdrop suplex. Eric quickly sprints to the apron. Gonna go high risk, headed up. Here he comes from the top.
Look at that, brings that elbow right down on the chest of Bashir. 1, 2, not enough.
Boy, you could just hear the crowd.
That's like
that elbow drop. Just like sucked the air right out of the impact zone. They thought he was gonna get 3.
I'll tell you what, it's like the tire just went flat. It was like, whoa.
Wind up, discus style clothesline, leads to another near fall pin attempt. No!
I'll tell you, that time it was a little close. Bashir got the shoulder up in time, I'll give him that, but I'll tell you what, you don't want to be nonchalant about it. Scoop slams him down, and now Eric Young just going after it again, but you can't hesitate. You can't hesitate for a second. I think that's what happened.
Overshot him with the moonsault, even though Bashir going to take advantage with the leg hook now, and he gets a 2 count only.
Great move by Bashir, though. He realized that Eric Young hit hard, and he figured he might as well take a quick shot at it and see if it was hard enough and get the 3 count before Eric Young came to his senses, but that was instinct by Eric Young that time.
Sheik has got EY in his sights. Wait for it, that weapon of mass destruction style DDT. But what a great counter that was. You talk about a guy who's been doing his homework. Eric Young blocked the DDT, hooking that top rope, or that middle rope rather.
Absolutely, Mike. It was a great defense by Eric Young, and then able to go right back after the Sheik. Look at this. Puts it right on the back of his head. Here we go. 1, 2. Oh, he got the foot on it, and you got to give him credit. And went on it just in time, and Shane Sewell saw it, and Shane Sewell doing his job.
See the frustration. Hands on knees by Eric Young, and he just really lost his focus for that split second. That enables the Sheik to shoot him out to the floor, and Bashir going to try and follow up the advantage, but referee Shane Sewell says no, keep it in the 6-sided ring, and boy, he gets right in Shane's face.
Well, Shane backed away, what you got to do, and he had a nice shot.
Count to 10 in your head, you sure do.
Oh, now, wait a minute now, I'll tell you what, Shane Sewell.
Now, we talked about this repeatedly.
He put his hands on him. We've seen it, we know the Tipper can get the best look at it.
Come on, Shane, think about it. Think about the 2-strike situation that you're in from TNA management. You got to rethink this. Again, outside in shoulder block. Sunset flip attempt. Can he get the Sheik over? Sheik stands. And Sheik's got the top rope hook.
He's holding on for dear life. Oh my God! He kicked him. 1, 2. Eric Young's done out the hell with Shane Sewell.
Here's your winner and new TNA X Division Champion, Showtime, Eric Young.
He's done it again. Eric Young.
I just don't know how I feel about this. I mean, Shane Sewell to me, I was going too far down the line. understand the frustration right now on Bashir, Mike.
But think of what Bashir did to him, Don, leading up, pushing him repeatedly, showing him no respect, and now the beat down on EY, and Shane going to try and peel Bashir off.
Oh, he's trying to explain what he did.
Oh, now look at this. He says, go ahead.
Oh, slapped him again. Now, you know what, Shane Sewell? You've already done enough. This is a situation you got to be very careful. Bashir, though, wanting to go beat up Eric Young some more because he knows he doesn't have that title anymore.
Shane. Think this through, Shane. Oh, my.
Oh, there he comes. Now it's on. Now it's on. This was bound to happen, Mike. These two, it was just bound to happen.
Lighting him up with the chops and, elevates him over with the back body drop.
Well, the crowd's into it. They hate Sheik Abdul-Bashir so much, they don't care whether this is right or wrong. Holy
Did you see that shot with the title belt? He hit him right in the head with the championship.
Well, you see Eric Young able to dunk it. And now look at this. Bashir sends Eric Young outside of the ring.
Wow, but what a shot to the head of referee Shane Sewell. Knocked him unconscious. He's slowly making his way up to his feet.
Oh, my God, he busted him wide open. He's buttling at blood pouring down the forehead. Oh, my God, Sheik Abdul-Bashir busted him with that X Division title belt. And now the beatdown. Somebody stop this. This is going too far. Even Bashir's gone too far.
Bashir just, oh, God, look at the blood flow like a faucet out of the head of referee Shane Sewell after that vicious, violent shot in the head with the title belt, and he just got him again.
Now look at this. He's bringing that, the turban that he wears on. Look at this. Going after him.
That's a dangerous situation with the blood flowing like that out of his head.
Come on.
Choking.
We've got to put a stop to this, and you can see the blood pouring down the head of referee. Now he's biting on it.
Good God.
Oh, my God, that's sick.
He's gnawing.
He's got blood all over his mouth. It's just sick.
Oh, God, what a sickening situation that we've witnessed here as he brings Shane Sewell's head back up. And look at this now. Right in his ear.
Oh, man, it's hard to watch. It is just hard to watch. Sheik Abdul-Bashir and what he did, and now he's taking this belt and he's walking up the ramp.
Well, I mean, Eric Young won the match. That much we've established. Sheik Abdul-Bashir with the bloody towel in one hand and the X Division Championship belt in the other.
Oh, that blood on his face. I mean, that's just what a graphic sight that is. As you go, wait a minute, look at this. Jim Cornette's come out with security.
TNA management representative Jim Cornette motioning to security, give me that title belt back.
Well, they get the belt, and now you can see Bashir.
I don't understand a dang thing you're saying, and I don't care.
Cornette just irate. You can't blame him. I just wish we could have somehow put a stop to it before the blood flowed from Shane Sewell. It was just so hard to watch.
Well, we've got to find out what's in the mind of Jim Cornette. He's taken the title belt away. Well, appropriately, Eric Young won the match. But how's he going to solve this situation? Shane Sewell being helped out of the ring. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, knockout title on the line. Christy Hemme to challenge Awesome Kong.
Sometimes the pursuit for perfection can be premature. One opponent is outmatched by the other, not for lack of trying or heart, but because the other is more prepared, more seasoned, ready to win. The last time Christy Hemme stepped into the ring with Awesome Kong, the match was one-sided, with Christy's career nearly coming to an end, a flicker away from extinction. But sometimes you have to fall down before you can pick yourself up and prove what drives you from within. Awesome Kong has proven that she is the most fearsome female to ever step inside the six-sided ring.
I've spent the past 3 months training as hard as I can with AJ.
How's Christy come along in her training? Man, I couldn't ask me anything more. Does she have her work cut out for her? Yeah, I mean, she knows what's coming, but she's got all the heart, all the guts.
I honestly couldn't be more thankful to have someone like AJ training me. AJ has been up against some of the biggest talent in TNA. So if anybody knows how to direct someone small like me against someone like Kong, it's AJ. But it's going to take my heart and my dedication and everything that I've got in me to take me to that win.
How do I think Christy's going to do against Kong? Final resolution? I think she can do it.
Has Christy Hemme prepared enough? Is she ready to step into the ring with the untamed beast to show the world that she has the heart of a champion.
The TNA Women's Knockout Championship is on the line as Christy Hemme challenges Awesome Kong.
Title match number 2 this evening. That final resolution is for the TNA Knockout Championship, and we're going to break it down for you with the knockout tail of the tape. Here's the bullet points previewing the match. Since regaining their title, champion Awesome Kong and Raisha Saeed have begged management line up stiff competition. 3 months of intense training with AJ Styles, Christy Hemme feels she's ready to once again test the champ. Tracy Brooks tried to talk sense into Hemme, but after she defeated Saeed, then pinned Kong in a tag match on Impact, Knockout Law agrees. Christy up to the challenge. Tonight, she gets her chance.
Ladies and gentlemen, we continue final resolution with a TNA Women's Knockout Championship match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, accompanied by Raisha Saeed and Raka Khan. She stands 6 feet 1 inches tall, weighs 272 3/8 pounds, and is the TNA Women's Knockout Champion. She is Awesome Kong.
We've often referred to her as the most dominant figure, the most dominant force in the TNA Knockout division. Video package details her as the most fearsome female ever. Awesome Kong brings the championship belt to the ring, but she also brings a little bit of help at ringside, like she needs that. Not only Raisha Saeed, but also Raka Khan in her corner.
It's one of the most intimidating things that you've ever seen, the three of them standing together, and I just don't know how Christy Hemme is going to come out of this thing alive.
Ladies and gentlemen, to introduce her opponent, a man who has dedicated 19 years of service to this country, representing the U.S. Army with 2 tours of duty in Iraq. Please welcome Orlando, Florida's own Staff Sergeant Leslie Manser.
I gotta tell you, I absolutely love this initiative by TNA. We've seen it on pay-per-views for the past couple of months. The opportunity to get members of the U.S. military involved here at TNA. Listen to the reaction that he gets from the TNA fans.
You know, we're so involved in our world that we just forget what these guys are doing overseas for us and do whatever they can to keep this country safe. And it's just a great feeling to have this here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing our next challenger from Los Angeles, California, Christy Hemme!
Boy, you said it. You're not exactly sure you know how she's going to get out of here alive. You got to give her credit. You got to give her props. The commitment that she's made, the months that she spent training, and you've seen it, I've seen it, hours gone before the event. She's been in this six-sided ring with the phenomenal AJ Styles. And really, who better when you're looking at someone who's going to go into a match with a size disadvantage like Christy Hemme is than to feed off of the phenomenal AJ Styles to use his vast education.
Well, I admit training with AJ Styles is a good thing, but I don't care if she channels Lou Thez. I don't think she's going to have a chance in that ring with Awesome Kong. I mean, I'm rooting for her. I mean, I can't help but root for her. She's just got that spark that you love. She's just got that energy, and she's worked so hard and trained so hard. But Awesome Kong is just the baddest female wrestler in the history of this business. I mean, you can look at tapes of other people and you just don't see anything like this woman. But I'll tell you what, sometimes the right magic can happen. We've heard Mick Foley talk about that, and the right magic can happen at the right time, and maybe that'll happen for Christy Hemme tonight.
I mean, it wasn't a singles match, but you talk about the magical finish on Impact with her actually defeating Awesome Kong leading into this match. That has to help the confidence level of Christy Hemme so much going into this title bout against Awesome Kong.
Well, I mean, you saw her just do a drop kick on Awesome Kong, and I mean, Awesome Kong didn't budge a millimeter. And then, oh, good move though. Now that's what she's going to have to do. Use Kong's weight against her if that's possible. Look at her go up to the top rope.
Boy, kind of early to go high risk, but you can't really argue about how successful it was.
was an inch away from having her head busted open on concrete. But that look on Raka Khan and Raisha Saeed's face, I don't know if you can see Raisha Saeed's eyes, but they told the story. That look of what had just happened here. Did Christy Hemme just do that cross body block off the top? But how about Kong stopped it that quick and then puts her head in the steps?
Yeah, when I see a move like that, I think back to Knockout Law, Tracy Brooks, the recent edition of Impact. She tried to convince Christy go a different direction, but Hemme wouldn't have it any other way, deciding that she's got to face this kind of a challenge head on, and that's why she's in the role. Why? Because she also beat Raisha Saeed in an Impact match.
I'll tell you what, though, and again, if she survives this, the experience that she's going to gain, I mean, let's face it, the next person she's in the ring with is not going to be near as intimidating as what she's dealing with, and that's how you get better, and that's how you plan, and that's how you work. We saw Taylor Wilde out of nowhere. She just had something about her that Awesome Kong couldn't figure out. Christy Hemme has got to find that same thing, that spark. Something that Awesome Kong doesn't see coming, and she's got to use it. Now, she may have to put up a lot of pain. Wow. Ooh, wicked shot of the spine right there. A lot of pain, but you know what? She's showing a lot of heart, and I'll tell you something. You're impressed with her. You have to be.
Boy, she just had her throttled with that double-barreled choke. Drove her right down, now putting that near 300 pounds right across the chest and the throat of Hemme. Gonna pick her up by the hair and bring her back out towards the center of the ring and continue this beating. Look out, gonna take her up to her shoulders now.
Oh gosh,
look at this.
Oh no, I can't even watch that. Holy cow!
It's almost like the foot of Christy Hemme is wrapped around it and meeting the back of her head.
Man, oh man, that's just a vicious move by Awesome Kong, just taking the head and the feet and putting them in directions they're not intended to go. But and another thing about Christy Hemme, it's not only Kong you got to contend with. You know, Raka Khan and Raisha Saeed are outside the ring. Oh, look at her, though. Look at her.
Good quick move. That's one way. She steps right up on the ropes, and that way she's got her leg level with the head of Kong. Catches her with a couple of kicks, and then jumps on her back and going to try and wear her down with a sleeper.
And I'll tell you what, I mean, you just got to fall in love with Christy Hemme right here. She just doesn't give up. Kong trying to figure out. She's like a pesky little wasp that she can't get rid of, you know? She won't leave. Nice kick.
Yeah, perfect counter by sending her back into the corner, but Christy fights back out of the corner, puts the boots repeatedly into the chest of Kong. Kong right back at her, and Hemme out of the corner, gonna try for a DDT, and got it! She caught her with the DDT!
I'll tell you what, she was able to get just enough momentum. She gonna go for that FFG. She gonna try to end it right here. You know she wants to. She's got the leg. She's hit it. Can she finish it? 1, 2. All right, Raisha Saeed pulls her right out. Not gonna let it happen. Swings and misses, and now she's got to contend with that. Look at him fighting outside the ring.
Flying fire crotch guillotine almost gave Hemme the upset win, and now Raisha Saeed, you're right, getting involved in Hemme fighting back, and come on. It's not enough that you got to face Awesome Kong, the most dominant female ever. Now you've got to take on Saeed and Raka Khan as well.
Oh, they're beating her up, letting her have an Andrew.
Come on, Andrew. How much of this can you let go on, Andrew?
You got to make the decision here as the two of them have just beat her up outside. Boy, I'll tell you what, though, he knows how important.
She's just so gutsy.
Come on. That's it.
Oh, she just dropped her.
I'll tell you what, obviously Raka Khan and Raisha Saeed saw something that happened to Kong. They realized Kong was done. They realized that FMG was going to take her out, and they couldn't allow it to happen, knowing that the title wouldn't switch on the DQ, and they were able to get what they wanted. Now Kong's got her senses back.
Referee has disqualified the champion. Yes, Kong retains that knockout title belt, but what an effort here by Christy Hemme. But now this beatdown continues, and Christy fighting for her life.
I mean, you feel so bad for her because she was doing the unthinkable. It started with those kicks to the head when she got up to those ropes and put those shots, and she rang Kong's bell, and she knew it. And went after. Now Kong realizes she's been embarrassed by Christy Hemme, and she wants to kill her.
Yeah, we saw the ultimate panic set in from Raisha Saeed and Raka Khan because they saw Awesome Kong on the verge of losing the title, and Hemme, she just won't give up.
Unbelievable. Holy cow. I mean, mean, she knows she just got cheated out of a title. And now you can look at this. This battle won't stop. Now, normally I'd say stop it, but this is kind of fun. I mean, Hemi's just not giving up. Look at her still kicking. Man, you got to admire that. Both these two trying to get the last shot in like it's some kind of a moral victory.
Consensus opinion of the crowd here in Final Resolution is to turn them loose and let them fight again.
I'll tell you what, though. Raka Khan, Raisa Saeed, especially Raisa Saeed, she realized that that 3 count was coming. It was that was good. How do you regroup from that? Look at it. They
Here we
still
go again. Oh, they get their wish. Awesome Kong, Christy Hemme being pulled apart. Boy, security really got their hands full tonight here at Final Resolution. Kong remains champion because of the disqualification. We're going to send it to JB. He's standing by with the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle. They're still not done.
I am here with the leader of the Main Event Mafia, Kurt Angle. And Kurt, I'm sure you've heard the expression before, be careful what you wish for because you might get it. Well, you want Jeff Jarrett, there's no doubt about it. But in order to get Jeff Jarrett, you're going to have to get through Rhino tonight. On the flip side of that, Kurt, if you are not victorious tonight, will be your final night with the company. I got to ask you, what are you thinking right now?
Ecstasy. Pure ecstasy, JB. It's like when that hunter gets the kill. The smell of the blood in the air. The taste of it on his lips. But the kill isn't enough, is it? Then he guts it. Then he tears the fur from the flesh and eats whatever's left of the meat. I have lost it, JB. I have completely lost it. All because I'm on a hunt. A hunt for Jeff Jarrett. And how ironic that there is a Rhino in my way. Rhino, the past few weeks, I've seen a fire in your eyes that I've never seen before. Not only that, but you lit a fire under the Front Line's asses, and I commend you for that. But that fire you have in your eyes is like a puff of smoke compared to the flame that burns within me for Jeff Jarrett. I am obsessed with Jeff Jarrett. I think about Jeff morning, noon, and night. I see Jeff Jarrett. I see his 3 little girls. I see how they've ruined my whole entire life. And Jeff, next month, when I have you in that ring at Genesis, I'm going to beat you from within an inch of your life. And I guarantee you, I will absolutely have no mercy for you.
Kurt, what about Mick Foley? I mean, have you forgotten he's the special guest enforcer tonight?
Mick is taken care of. He's taken care of.
Cunning, conniving, self-serving. The TNA World Tag Team Champions, Beer Money Inc. 2 men with a mission to hang on to their titles as long as they can. They will do anything to stay on top. They will take any measure necessary to win, without prejudice or regret. They are the true definition of devious. For Matt Morgan and the Monster Abyss, they want to end Beer Money's reign with a vengeance. but they walk into Final Resolution as a different kind of underdog. Not for lack of skill, size, or experience, but instead for their lack of sleazy, underhanded tactics. To enthrone the champs, they will have to have eyes in the back of their heads and expect the unexpected. The Monster Abyss and the Blueprint Matt Morgan face Beer Money Inc. for the TNA World Tag Team Championship.
2 down, 2 to go. Title match number 3 is Final Resolution up next. The TNA World Tag Team Championship belts at stake. And here are the taglines to preview the title match. Ladies and gentlemen, early last month on Impact, Matt Morgan and Abyss defeated 3 other teams in a ladder match and gained tonight's title shot. Not only did Beer Money conspire to get Abyss drunk, James Storm twice has smashed the glass bottle over the Monster's head. Challengers with that distinct advantage tonight when it comes to height and weight. Question is, will that be enough to counter the experience edge of the reigning World Tag Team Champions?
Ladies and gentlemen, TNA's Final Resolution continues with this one fall match for the TNA World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the challengers first. From Fairfield, Connecticut, the Blueprint, Matt Morgan.
Boy, this has been one of those tag teams that you and I have said from the very moment that they were put together, they're just meant for success.
So much power, so much strength.
And his tag team partner, he stands 6 feet 8 inches tall and weighs 350 pounds. He is the Monster.
We've been watching, we've been calling the Monster Abyss's matches here in TNA for several years. The one thing we've always said that could be a negative for him is that tunnel vision that he gets. I know you heard it all afternoon. We heard it through the grapevine. He's absolutely obsessed with getting revenge on James Storm. I hope that doesn't haunt him.
Well, I can't blame him.
Sorry about your damn luck.
And their opponents accompanied by Jacqueline. They're the TNA World Tag Team Champions, Cowboy James Storm and Robert Roode, the team of Beer Money Incorporated.
Like him or hate him, you still got to give him props. Always entertaining. Storm right in on the beer mobile.
I'm trying to find one for Christmas. My wife said she can't find it anywhere. But I will say this. Beer Money, they have gotten so much better as they go. They just are absolutely becoming one of those dominant tag teams. And James Storm, of course, has done it in the past with other partners. But him and Robert Roode right now are clicking on all cylinders. And I mean, I've heard praise from Team 3D. I've heard praise from the Guns. And you talked about that focus and that tunnel vision. Look at Abyss. He's had 2 bottles cracked over his head by Storm. And in his mind, it's James Storm, and that's who he's after.
And on the attack is the Monster Abyss. Storm trying to get out of dodge. Now you see from behind, Robert Roode taking over, and now we got all 4 in play.
Well, this thing is just broken up, and it was just the fact that as soon as Abyss was able to get a line on where James Storm was, he took after him. He just, like you said, in his mind, he's the root of all his problems, but what a back body drop.
This thing is broken down even before the opening bell. Beer Money totally on the defensive outside as Abyss, yeah, the Monster and the Blueprint, Matt Morgan cleaning house.
Well, we talked about it, about how if these two can look at this, look at him, he just tagged himself back over there and he's going after Storm again. That's one thing that can be the detriment of Abyss, is he just gets his mind focused on one thing, and all that is catching Storm. And now you've got Roode going after him, and now the Blueprint is confused as he's trying to figure out where they're at. He's trying to maintain some kind of order, and wait a minute, what's going on? Somehow Abyss has chased these 2 back here in front of us, and there goes!
Turned out to be a smart move for the challenging team, because while Abyss chased Beer Money Incorporated all around the impact zone, Matt Morgan, the Blueprint, the big 7-footer of all things, got up on that top top rope and took out 2 for the price of 1.
I was kind of questioning why Matt Morgan didn't go with Abyss when I saw Robert Roode go there. Nice little game plan. Abyss with that tunnel vision ran him right back towards him, and he was waiting there for him. You know, we've talked about so much of the athleticism of Matt Morgan and just the potential that guy has. The strength of Abyss together. Well, they're going to have to use that strength and just pummel these guys, I think, because you give Beer Money one opening, they'll take it.
Senior official Rudy Charles doing his damnedest to try and maintain some control. We still haven't even had the opening bell yet. Beer Money Incorporated, they pick up the tag team champions.
These guys are leaving. Get back over
here. Taking their titles and leaving Final Resolution. Storm and Rude headed up the ramp.
Well, I think they thought they had taken Abyss out last Thursday on Impact, and they realized Abyss is not only out, he is focused on killing Storm.
Rudy Charles is talking to ring announcer Dave Penzer. I know he's laying down the law. What do we got, Penz?
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Rudy Charles will ring the bell to officially start this match, and when he does, Beer Money Incorporated has until the count of 10 to return to the ring. If they do not, they will forfeit the TNA World Tag Team titles.
That's one way to settle it. That's one way to get them back in the six-sided ring.
Well, I'll tell you what, this crowd, it's a pretty fast count too, boys.
I think the crowd's counting faster than the referee.
You see Robert Roode calling a timeout. 8, 9.
Oh,
that's kind of close.
Photo finish.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, they get in at 9 and 9/10. They break the count and slide right back out.
Oh, look at them. They're just trying now. They're trying to take Matt Morgan and Abyss out of their game. That's what they do very well. They came in, they got legal at the last second. At the last second. And now they're trying to take them out of their game, but they're regrouping. Rudy Charles trying to get him back into the ring, and let's get this thing going.
Combination. This slowdown, Don, it allows Beer Money to regroup, like you said, and at the same time, it cools down the challenger. It stops this offensive momentum that Abyss and Matt Morgan had.
Well, Matt Morgan's having a problem right now with Abyss. He just keeps pointing at Storm, pointing to his head, and just wants to tear Storm's head off. Now, Matt Morgan realizes that, listen, you better keep your eyes on Robert Roode at the same time. But it looks like we're going to get Storm and Abyss to start this thing off.
And the monster loves nothing more than getting the opportunity for revenge. Wow. And look how quickly Storm just takes down, runs right out to the floor. I mean, think about it. Having a beer bottle, number one, cracked over your head, and then the whiskey bottle as well. That's the reason for the obsession of Abyss.
Well, Robert Roode's going to have to get in this matchup, and he's trying to calm Abyss down. The beauty of it is that Robert Roode is, obviously the focus hasn't been on him. You can see where James Storm is still making Abyss look over to see where he's at. Robert Roode's going to try to use it to his advantage, and now look at him slink out of the ropes.
And you can sort of sense the frustration here for Abyss as well.
Well, that works in Beer Money's favor.
Takes him off his game.
That's exactly what we talked about. These guys will beat you in ways you don't realize it. You think they're being chicken, you know what?
Chicken bleed.
Yeah, but the bottom line is they're taking you, they're getting you so frustrated that you lose the focus on what you're supposed to be doing, and they'll blindside you every time. Keep your eye on Jacqueline, too. We know what she can do.
Yes, TNA World Tag Team titles at stake here in this matchup. And Don, I'm not sure if you heard it, I just got word sent through the headset. TNA management, Jim Cornette, they just sent word to me he's going to hold up the X Division Championship belt. They're going to make an official announcement on Impact this Thursday as to how they're going to handle this situation involving Eric Young, Sheikh Abdul-Bashir. I mean, what do you think? Where do you go?
Well, I'll tell you what, though, and I know Eric Young has got to be disappointed as twice he's going to have it taken away from him. But I think what Shane Schull did was crossing the line, too. Of course, Bashir just went overboard. Jim Cornette's got to get control of that situation. He's doing the right thing. Stay tuned this Thursday at Impact, and we'll find out what that is.
Big blueprint, Matt Morgan, 7 foot, 300-pounder. See that Rude's able to slide over, and as he sends Morgan into the ropes, the tag is made. Storm's legal, and Storm's in with shots, repeated blows. Morgan going to try and turn it around and shoot him off, and does. Storm goes airborne, not a good move.
I'll tell you what, Matt Morgan makes it look effortless sometimes. That string, look at that. That just sends him right back over his head, and James Storm reeling on the mat now.
Abyss begging for the tag.
Tagging. Let him have him. Let him have him.
Gonna ring out the arms. Make the tag, and oh, look how quickly Storm breaks away from Morgan.
Man,
he immediately retreats out to the floor again.
Look at Robert Roode. He is so ticked off. Oh, and Abyss just goes right after him, pulls on his hair. Now, tell you what Abyss has got to do. He's just got to look around that ring and put James Storm face on all three of them. Now, that includes Jacqueline if she gets involved. Just, if you're going to tunnel Storm, then you need to tunnel him. Oh, nice side slam.
Plants him, dead center in the middle. Two count for Abyss on Robert Roode. Challengers just that split second away from becoming TNA World Tag Champs. And this is that point where you got to question Abyss. Look at it. Straight at him. Got caught with the elbow. Storm. And boy, Roode is...
He's frustrated.
Roode's freaking out.
I don't blame him. Oh, man, and now because James Storm wasn't there to be tagged in, he had to come over here to the beer scooter and get him another shot of courage. Robert Roode's having to face a 2-on-1 situation. He's getting killed out there.
Big double shoulder block leads to Morgan with the pin on Roode for a 2 count.
Not that I ever feel sorry for beer money, but you feel a little bit sorry for Robert Roode. I mean, he's not getting any help from the Cowboy at all. Look at those elbows. Just shot behind him right there on Roode.
There goes Roode, sent for the ride. Diagonally across, and as Morgan tries to go, Jacqueline hooks right onto his leg, right onto his foot. Oh, and that enables Roode to come across, and you see that he took the knee of Morgan out.
Well, that's the kind of things that they'll do. They are just so backhanded in every way, but they do it in ways where the referee doesn't see it, and when they do get that opportunity, they take advantage of it, just full force, and Matt Morgan in trouble. Now he's trying to fight his way up to his feet, but look at Storm just going to go right after him.
Storm not worried at this point. Morgan disabled, having his knee taken out. And that's the green light for Storm to come in and continue the beat down. Going to stake out that leg as well as the knee. Cannonballs down with the 240 pounds directly across the injured knee.
You got to wonder, though, how much can Abyss walk before he just snaps and comes across those ropes and goes after him. And now look at this. Matt Morgan on the wrong side. Oh, man, they're going to use that knee right into the steel ring post. Ouch.
Just wraps it right around the steel, and you can see the pain that the Blueprint is going through. Morgan in severe trouble, as Don mentioned, and here comes Roode back in. Big shot to the top of the head. Morgan on his knees, crawls across and just trying to swing for the fences here with these big right-hand shots.
Oh, just kind of pie faces Robert Roode into the turnbuckle, trying to find some daylight, but Roode, that quick, clips the ankle. And look at this, 2. Not enough, man, that was close.
Chop block variation, clip from behind, took him right down. And Abyss desperately wants to get in, wants his partner to come across and make the tag to get him legal. But you got to figure at this point, knowing the strategy, knowing the experience of Beer Money Incorporated, Storm and Roode, after injuring the leg and the knee of the Blueprint Matt Morgan, they're going to do everything within their power, Don, to keep him on their side of the ring. Go back to those basics of tag team wrestling, the strategies, and not allow the fresh man Abyss in. And you see the tag in. They're going to do this as well, the quick tags in and out.
Well, once they get the momentum, they're just so good together. Team 3D was told me about Beer Money. It reminded them of them where, yeah, they can persevere, even the rough times. When they get things going their way, they work together so well. They work together to isolate somebody, like you mentioned, keeping them on one side of the ring. They work together so well, and getting inside your mind is frustrating you, making you make mistakes. And that's what they're doing right now. Matt Morgan is just in so much pain. He can see Abyss, he just can't reach Abyss. And the pressure that Storm is applying, and look at Abyss, he can't take it. He wants to come in, and in doing so, Roode's able to come over and give Storm a break.
And not a surprise that they continue the beating of Morgan here by working on his leg and working on the already injured knee. Single leg crab applied by Robert Roode. Boy, Morgan not only trying to fight through the pain, but at the same time get himself positioned so that he can get over to the far side of the ring. He makes up a little ground, but then Beer Money comes right back and pulls him back over to their side.
You can see Matt Morgan just grabbing a hold of that rope, and then now Robert Roode's got to let go. But can Matt Morgan get Abyss involved? He's hurting Storm. Look at Storm. just gets over there, puts that elbow to the back of the head, and Matt Morgan was so close to getting Abyss involved, but they bring him right back to the middle, and look at him put those knees into the head.
Yeah, right knee, left knee, and then the kick, that one caught him right in the shoulder. You can see him favoring that as well, and of course he just crumbles because of the pain and the pressure that they've had on his knee with Morgan down. Rude from the top, rocket launcher, right into the pin.
1, 2, no. I'll tell you, I'm giving Matt Morgan credit for staying alive in this situation, keeping those shoulders up, because these guys are just going at them. I mean, they are working and they're just so cohesive right now, and that's why they are the tag team champs. And they're just methodically taking Matt Morgan apart, Mike.
I mean, the reason that they are so cohesive is because of the injured leg of Morgan, and that's a desperation move, but boy, it paid off. Actually, a miracle move on the part of the Blueprint Matt Morgan to take over both members of Beer Money, but now you can see that he's paying the price in the corner.
Well, look at that. Look who's blocking his way. Beer Money is between him and Abyss. Oh, but a nice move. He just kind of somersaults through. They were expecting him to try to leap over, and now Abyss is ready to roll.
Oh, did you see that? Storm talked Rude into the attack, and then as Rude charged forward, Storm just threw it in reverse.
Tell you what, if I'm Robert Roode, we're going to be having a meeting after this no matter what happens with my tag team partner. And look at him, he's
shock treatment, backbreaker on the way, but now Storm comes in to break it up with the boot, and now they come face to face.
Oh, look at this. Abyss just kind of looked at him like, are you kidding me? You think that's going to stop me at this point? I've been waiting for 3-4 days to get my hands on you, and here he goes. Look at that press. Holy cow.
Elevated up into the lights with the slam. Storm back up to his feet. Every time he does, he gets knocked out with that big right hand. I don't think Abyss sees him. Yeah, he does. He saw Rude. He's got him throttled. Choke slam down.
This is his opportunity here. He needs to finish one of these guys off. You can't give him any breath. Little shock treatment now for James Storm, and there's nowhere he can go. And, oh, man, just watching that back bounce like that shows you how devastating.
Here we go.
2, no.
You almost said new TNA World Tag Team Champions, didn't you?
I was thinking that was happening right there, but you got to give Rude credit. I mean, it was a last-ditch effort, and it worked. Now, that time he bull-rushed Storm. Wait a minute, Storm's got a bottle in his hand.
350-pound freight train went into the corner. Storm swinging the bottle, but he's blocked and stopped by Abyss.
Oh, look at him.
Abyss has got the bottle, and now this is the revenge that he's been looking for and waiting for. Jacqueline gets in between.
Wait a minute. Wait, Storm, look at this. Storm's putting something on. What is he putting on his hand?
It looks like he's wrapping brass knuckles around his hand, and when Abyss turns around, he gets hit right on the jaw with the knockout blow.
He sure did. He had him in his shorts, and he timed it perfectly, and they retained.
Here are your winners, and still TNA World Tag Team Champions, Beer Money Incorporated.
Storm, Rude, Beer Money, Inc., still TNA World Tag Team Champions because of the brass knuck.
I'll tell you what, they're innovative. They're always prepared. And in that situation, Abyss wanted to put that bottle so badly on the top of Storm's head. He wasn't paying attention to what Storm was doing. And Storm able to pull the brass knucks out and hit him in the face.
Beer Money, still tag team champs. We're going to send it to Lauren. She's with the TNA executive shareholder, Mick Foley.
Mick Foley, tonight Jeff Jarrett has named you the guest enforcer in the match between Kurt Angle and Rhino. Now, we all know that a lot is on the line tonight. If Kurt Angle wins, he gets Jeff Jarrett at Genesis. But if he loses, he's done with TNA. How are you handling the pressure of the situation?
Well, no doubt about it, Lauren. There's pressure all around this match, but none of it is focused on me because my job is actually very simple. I'm there to keep the Main Event Mafia out of the matchup, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
What about Kurt's threat of bringing someone in the ring to keep an eye on you?
Well, you have to... Hey! Ah! Boom, 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 boom! The guns! Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Did you have a lot of turkey? Oh, sorry. You might be sensitive about that.
Yeah, a little bit. My neck is still a little sensitive, too. I've been doing a bit of thinking, though, Mick, and I realize we're just different people.
Yeah.
You know, we're young kids from Detroit. We're good-looking. We're charismatic. We're relevant. Girls love us. You are, with all due respect, a bit of a dinosaur.
But kids love dinosaurs.
Well, kids also eat dirt. Are you really going to use them as a barometer for intelligence? You got holes in your sweatpants. Your haircut looks like you lost a bet. But I figured out a way we can make this work. We can mend fences.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
So surely you were watching the first match of the pay-per-view?
Oh, man, I know. That was a tough break. But those are the breaks. Break it up, break it up, break it up, break down. Curtis Blow, 1982.
I wasn't even born yet. I was born in 83.
I was 0 when that came out.
All right. That's not the point. We're not here to talk about musical taste, although yours is horrible. We're here to talk about that match and how we got robbed. Jay Lethal stole that briefcase from us. It had a tag team title shot in there. I know it did. And now we're out empty-handed.
You know, the camera wasn't on me, but if it had been, you would have seen my heart literally going out to you guys.
That's great, man. I'm glad to hear that. So maybe you won't mind going out with us right now to the ring and overturning that decision, making things right, kind of humbling yourself a little bit in the process to show how sorry you are for what you've done to us, and we get the tag team title shot. Everybody goes home happy.
You know, that generation gap thing, it makes it kind of difficult for me to understand whether you're asking me or telling me to go out there.
Little bit of column A, little bit of column B. Well, no, you know what? I'm telling you. I'm telling you to do it, you know. Do this one for me, okay? We'll see you out there. Think about it, okay?
I will take it under advisement.
Please do. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Thanks for coming by, guys. I
Yep,
appreciate
see you
your
out there.
concerns. Okay. Lauren, I swear to you, one day that kid will get exactly what he has coming to him. But it'll be on my time, not his. It won't happen tonight, but it might happen, say, Thursday.
Boy, some interesting comments from the executive shareholder of TNA, Mick Foley, as they regard Alex Shelley. It's TNA and West back at ringside at Final Resolution. And think about this Thursday on Impact. We're going to reveal the contents of the 3 remaining Feast or Fired cases, including one person getting a pink slip. We'll have a decision on the X Division Championship. And I wonder what Mick Foley's going to have in store for Alex Shelley.
Well, I'll tell you one thing we do know is that if Rhino has his way next Thursday, not only will we maybe find out what happens to Alex Shelley, we may find out there's no more Kurt Angle. I mean, think about what's at stake at this match tonight. Rhino wins, Kurt Angle gone from the Main Event Mafia.
That's huge, huge stake in this matchup. The potential for this to be Kurt Angle's last match ever in TNA, but then by the same token, what if Angle's victorious? He gets that long-awaited rematch, the one that he's been wanting with Jeff Jarrett, upcoming at our Genesis pay-per-view, but also, Don, still to come, that 8-man tag match with the World Championship at stake.
I'll tell you what, if you're the icon Sting and you're the world champion, you've got to be nervous and think about it. You could lose that title match without even, wait a minute here come the guns.
Well, here they come. Alex Shelley, Chris Sabin, the Motor City Machine Guns, interrupting an attempt at Don and I to reset during an on-camera and talk to you about the big matches that we have on deck, including the Main Event Mafia against the TNA Front Line. This is what JB was talking about earlier.
I'll tell you what, the disrespect's unreal.
If you people could shut up for a minute and let the man in the ring talk. Tonight is very special for 2 reasons. Number one, this is the second time the Motor City Machine Guns have come out on this pay-per-view broadcast, and you will be lucky at home if your pay-per-view provider does not charge you double. Secondly, because everyone's favorite best-selling author, former world champion, that ratty-looking Mick Foley is about to come out here and reverse the decision of the Feast or Fired match. You are looking at the new #1 contenders for the tag team champions. I don't know why you're booing. We are more than qualified to be champions. Mick's kind of taking his time right now. We found some chairs with excellent lower lumbar support. Why, thank you. You're very charming.
Tip your waitress, she'll be here all week.
And people say chivalry's dead, huh?
Huh?
Mick, I know you can hear me in the back. We just finished talking to you. We are sitting in this ring until you get your ass out here.
The protest from the Motor City Machine Guns with a sit-in here in Final Resolution, positioning the chairs in the middle of the six-sided ring. Cornette's going to address
guns. I don't mean to disappoint everybody. I'm not Mick Foley, but Mick Foley's got more important things to do here tonight than wet nurse a couple of crybabies like you. And I've known Mick Foley for a long time, and Alex Shelley, I'm looking at you, and I'm saying that you couldn't whip half of Mick Foley if the other half of him was helping you. So what you better do before you get in further trouble tonight, and before you delay this pay-per-view for these fine folks any longer, what you better do, get your butts out of those chairs and get out of that ring and out of the building right now.
Or what, Jim? You're all high and mighty up at the top of that stage. Hey, do we look like a low-rent rock and roll express to you? Do I look like a cross-eyed Robert Gibson? Does he look like Ricky Morton? What are you gonna do? You gonna hit us with a tennis racket or another piece of sports equipment? What are you going to do, Jim Cornette?
I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, you little smart mouth punk. You wound me down to the quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step about 20 feet this way, and I'm gonna get the biggest, baddest security guards we got, and they're gonna swoop you up, and they're gonna drag you kicking and screaming out of that ring, out of this building, and off this property. You just sit right there, I got something for you.
Jim Cornette gonna get this taken care of. Going to get the security there so we can get these guys out of here.
You hear Shelley, he says, now we play the waiting game. Cornette going to get TNA security to remove the guns and get Final Resolution back on track. Can't wait for Cornette to come back out here. Well, the lights go out here in Final Resolution, and look at who comes flying in.
It's suicide! We've been anticipating this moment, and here he is!
A situation that we've anticipated for months. We've seen the video packages, familiar with Suicide from Midway's Impact video game, and look at Suicide arrive and take it to the guns. What a kick!
What a beautiful drop kick! I'll tell you what, he was tired of these guys hijacking the show. What a time to make your entrance as he takes the bolt out in one shot. Suicide, finally here in TNA.
The months of waiting, the months of anticipation pay off. Jim Cornette, don't worry about the security. Suicide has just done your job, clearing the ring of Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, the Motor City Machine Guns. Suicide comes alive at Final Resolution. Let's send it to Lauren with the War Machine Rhino.
Rhino, all night, everybody's just been seeing you pacing with this intensity, this... I shouldn't be here, should I?
No, you shouldn't. See, Kurt, you know as well as I know, every TNA wrestler that steps in that six-sided ring, they fight each other. Sometimes they make each other bleed. And hell, sometimes we even try to kill each other. But see, Kurt, the words that you've been speaking over the last several weeks are sick. I think to myself, what demented human being would say words like that about 3 little girls? Jeff Jarrett, when he speaks about your daughters, it's like he's speaking about my little girl. But tonight, Jeff, I'm not fighting for you. I'm fighting for your 3 little girls. And Kurt, I'm a violent man, living in a violent world. And tonight, I'm gonna up that violence. I'll see you in the ring.
Let the demise of Christian Cage be a warning to anyone in the back that is looking to cross the Main Event Mafia.
It's when you jump my friend and leave him for dead that something won't stand for.
The actions of the Main Event Mafia have lit a fire under Rhino.
For final resolution, Kurt Angle will take on Rhino. Why won't Jeff Jarrett face me, man? Everything I ever wanted in my life, I got. I've done it all. The only thing I haven't done is beaten Jeff Jarrett. I won Jeff Jarrett in final resolution. And if I can't have him, I want you, Mick Foley.
I can make you an offer you can't refuse. You beat Rhino, you get your match with the King of the Mountain. But if Rhino beats you, your TNA contract is null and void, and you're gone from TNA for good.
I will destroy Ryan. I will taste his blood. Then it'll be just you and me. When I'm through with you, Jeff Jarrett, I'm gonna own your company. I'm gonna own your family. I'm gonna own you.
Olympic gold medalist Kurt Angle fights for his job as he battles the War Machine Rhino with Mick Foley as special enforcer.
Continues with this fun one-fall match with special stipulations. Introducing first, the special enforcer, TNA Executive Shareholder,
The preemptive strike by TNA founder Jeff Jarrett, naming Mick Foley the special enforcer for this match in an effort to ensure that the Main Event Mafia gets nowhere near the ring to interfere.
Participants first, representing the front line from Detroit, Michigan, the War Machine, Rhino!
Here comes somebody who knows something about the violent world of professional wrestling, the violent world of TNA. You heard the words from the War Machine just minutes ago. He told the Olympic gold medalist, he told Kurt Angle, that he's ready to take it to another level. He's ready to up the violence tonight in final resolution.
I'll tell you what, if I'm somebody where my career's on the line, the last person that I want to face is the War Machine Rhino. He's just so vicious where if he hits you with that core and he hits it clean, it's all over. You cannot imagine what's going through Kurt Angle's mind.
And his opponent representing the Main Event Mafia from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he is professional wrestling's only Olympic gold medalist. He is
When it comes to both Rhino and Kurt Angle, we have seen the focus, the drive, the determination, the level of concentration by these two athletes just taken completely up, Don. I've never seen anything like it.
I still get chills and goosebumps when I think of last week on Impact when Kurt Angle in that ring was saying those things to Jeff Jarrett and said that he was going to be so out of control and focused on one thing, and that's getting Jeff Jarrett at Genesis. And you realized that you were looking at somebody that wasn't even in that body. I mean, mentally, he was almost like he had snapped and became somebody totally different. And also keep in mind, he says he's got an answer to Mick Foley here tonight. He didn't come out with him, so you got to wonder who it is and when is he going to show up.
We heard from Kurt Angle earlier tonight. He plainly admitted to JB that he quote-unquote has lost it. We've seen it. It's that look in his eyes. It's a completely different look than we've seen from Kurt Angle at any point in time since he arrived here in TNA. Kurt Angle's one of those individuals who had to get the level of concentration up to compete with a broken neck to win a gold medal in the Olympics. Now, when you back him into a corner, when you hang over his head, that his TNA career, his life here in Total Nonstop Action Wrestling is on the line in this match. This is what you get from Kurt Angle.
I'll tell you what, Rhino, the War Machine right now, he's been so inspirational for the front line. This is a chance right here, right now, to basically end the Main Event Mafia. Think about it. You cut the head off of the snake dies. And that, I mean, Kurt Angle's been such a spokesperson. It was his idea. He put them together. Right now, not only does he take Kurt Angle out of TNA, he takes the Main Event Mafia and shuts it down, and think what that would do to them as they have to come out here later and try to retain Sting's title. I mean, this really has so much at stake. It's not just about Kurt Angle being gone or Kurt Angle facing Jeff Jarrett and Genesis.
We've been talking about it for weeks on Impact, and certainly throughout this Final Resolution broadcast. The high-stakes aspect of both this match and the 8-man tag that follows. The implications, as Don just mentioned, going forward for the future of both the Main Event Mafia and the TNA Front Line, unprecedented here in TNA. I don't think we've ever had this much at stake when it comes to these two factions, these two warring groups.
I mean, you look at these two together, and you realize they were meant to wrestle. I mean, look at them. They're both so grounded. They're both so built low to the ground. I mean, they both have such force. Kurt may be the greatest wrestler we've ever seen in our lifetime. I mean, literally. But you mentioned all the things he's gone through physically. Rhino right now is a man possessed. He's just a guy who has found his rhythm and is on such the top of his game. And I mean, this right here, I think Rhino can make a statement. I mean, that you can look on and look on his legacy.
No question. You break it down in terms of wrestlers. You just said it. Angle may be the greatest ever. The other hand, Rhino knows his strength, and he's going to try to play to them, one would think, in this match. He's got the weight advantage over Kurt. He's got power as well. We've seen that play out here in the opening minute plus of this match. Angle going to try and shoot him off instead. Rhino comes charging off the ropes. Angle meets him dead center middle of the ring. Attempted the hip toss. No success. Instead, clothesline leads to a 2 count.
Think of what that does mentally to Kurt Angle right there. Trying to get him in there, trying to get the hip toss, trying to do anything he can to get the advantage of the War Machine. And I mean, he couldn't budge it. And that just shows you what Rhino's state of mind is. And now he's got him back into the corner, going to take him out.
Yes, off the reversal. Angle puts on the brakes, and he thought he outsmarted Rhino. Not the case. Rhino caught him with an elbow that leads to another near fall.
I'll tell you what, he almost stole it right there just by catching Kurt Angle so off guard with that spinning elbow, Mike. You mentioned it. Now he pulls him into that clothesline. It's just such a strength move. You've got one hand on the hand, and you just yank him right into the other of the forearm. And I'll tell you what, it just stops you on a dime. But Kurt Angle's one of those that finds a way to get out of situations as good as anybody.
Sure does. Fights his way out of the corner, punch and kick, and then shoots Rhino across. Follow-up attempt in the turnbuckles, but no, Rhino able to get a knee up. He derailed Angle for just a split second, but then did you see that? Rhino, while he's up on the ropes, not in a good power position for the War Machine, and Angle knowing all about leverage, all about an opportunity there to take him down, and he shoved him off. He got his weight unbalanced and set him right down to the floor.
It doesn't have to be pretty to work. I mean, he just realized that Rhino was struggling to get his balance. He just went over here and pushed him off. And I'll tell you what, it caught Rhino off guard. Mick Foley, nothing he can do about it. He's telling the referee to look. Rhino slowly getting to his feet. Kurt Angle now, it's maybe the door that's opening for him, and he goes right for it. Nice shot.
Repeated blows by Angle to the top of the head. Gonna try and shoot him across, and wow! Oh man, that's gonna clear out people here at Final Resolution as Rhino goes back first into that steel guardrail as we see Mick Foley right there. I'm not sure if those are words of encouragement that Foley is giving to the War Machine Rhino, or just telling him the position that he's at in this match. And look how quickly Angle comes around the corner of the ring.
I don't think I've ever seen the guardrail go back that far. I mean, that was, the people saw it coming, cleared, and I mean, it was unreal. Went back about 6 feet. Now it goes for another pin, 2. But what's happened here is the momentum has gone completely in the Olympic gold medalist's favor. And again, it's right now Kurt Angle probably sees Jeff Jarrett. Wow, that's what he's doing. He's focusing on this match. And in his mind, the War Machine is the king of the mountain. And he's taking it out on him.
Impressive backdrop suplex. Just the mere fact that you get someone who's in the neighborhood of 300 pounds, 280 plus, War Machine taken up into the air. Angle drops him back down on his head. And then goes back to a situation here where he knows that he can wear him down.
And it all started with something just as simple as pushing somebody off of the top rope. Bad landing for the War Machine, and he's not been able to get himself right yet. But look at him, that strength, that lower base, just going up. That's impressive. That is so impressive. He's got Kurt. Oh, just drops him on his back.
Yeah, but look at this. Angle maintains the grip. How often do you see that? That shows you how focused and determined that Angle is. He's not going to give up. He's not going to let go of that grip that he's got on the War Machine, even if Rhino took him with all of his power and dropped him right on his back.
And think about it. He hasn't lost his grip, and he realized that Rhino lost so much in trying to take him up. That first time, Rhino again, though, trying to get to his feet. This is sheer willpower. We've seen this guy here in the last couple months just show a side to us that we hadn't seen in TNA, and look at it. Able to fight out of it.
Angle shoots him off, meets him dead center, and takes him, elevates him overhead. Another impressive move. You got to give the guy his props. The belly-to-belly overhead release suplex. The look on the face of Mick Foley tells me that he's impressed as well.
Well, you know what? In Mick Foley's 2, no, not enough. Rhino gets the shoulder up in time. 1, 2, going right back at it. You know, that's something that so many guys don't do. I mean, you know you had it close, and you know it took so much effort to get the shoulder up the first time. You figure maybe they don't have enough effort. You go right back at it. But you know what? Mick Foley, it's not Mick Foley's job or a position to care who wins this match. His job is to make sure the Main Event Mafia does not interfere so that this match is fair. And Rhino coming back hard.
Just as soon as the War Machine gets the momentum on his side, Angle, that time, I believe, raked the eyes, stopped the offense of Rhino, and goes right back to keeping him worn down once again. You're right, Mick Foley positioned at ringside, special enforcer by the TNA founder, Jeff Jarrett, with one thought, with one thing in mind, and that's to take any potential outside interference from the Main Event Mafia away.
Also, you wonder if Kurt Angle, though, right now not needing any help, but you wonder again, who does he have planned to stop Mick Foley? He's promised it, and it's something that's in the back of your mind. I'll tell you something, though, Rhino's one of those guys, he's got so much strength that the longer he holds on, eventually Kurt's going to get frustrated. Right there you see both of them meet in the middle and both of them go down, and now they're kind of on equal footing. Maybe the War Machine could turn this around here and get it going back in his way, but I'll tell you what, you wonder how much gas that Kurt Angle's taken out of the tank of the War Machine at this point.
What a collision that was. Both men connecting with the clothesline. Angle, Rhino, both down. Again, keep in mind what's at stake here. A victory for the War Machine Rhino means that Kurt Angle's TNA contract will be torn up. But a victory for Kurt Angle means he gets the match that he's been waiting for, the return bout with Jeff Jarrett next month at Genesis. Mid-ring exchange. Looks like Rhino's getting the better of it, at least momentarily.
Well, Jeff put his faith in Rhino for a reason. Oh, man, that's how you come off the ropes. That's how you stop it. Look at him, send him to his back again. But look at Kurt. He's so quick to kick you in the gut. And, oh, spine buster. Wow.
Angle's back just bows up from the pain of the spine buster as Rhino puts the 280 pounds across him. As you can see, he really didn't have great positioning in the pin attempt right there. That enables Angle to just take the shoulder, drive it straight up before Slick Johnson counts 3.
And he just didn't have the strength yet. I mean, Kurt Angle took so much out of him. But now you can see Rhino getting that confidence, trying to go for a belly-to-belly, but look at Kurt.
Wow.
Holy cow. How he's able to turn something around in his favor that quickly just amazes me.
Switch. So quick, the way he darts around, takes Rhino overhead, and drops him down with the suplex, and now Angle takes the straps down. I don't know if you can get that level of concentration up anymore, but that's what he's signifying by taking the straps down.
Well, he knows he's close to his goal, the one goal he's got, and that's he wants to beat the person that beat him, and that's Jeff Jarrett. But belly-to-belly by Rhino, he's somebody you can't let up on because Rhino could turn it around that quickly.
We've been so impressed by the power moves of Kurt Angle. But as I watched this match develop, I'm not sure that Angle maybe didn't do too much too soon when it comes to the power moves. And Rhino had a chance there to put him away, charge that into the corner, a potential 4. Instead reversing, is he going to take the ankle lock?
I'll tell you what, Rhino just didn't have the normal speed that he has on the Gore, which allowed Kurt Angle to turn this in his favor. And look at now, he's got that ankle cinched in. I mean, he is cranking on it. In his mind, he's going to make the War Machine tap right here, and then he gets his goal, the one goal that he had, and that's to meet Jeff Jarrett at Genesis. And now, just pulling on it, Rhino so close. Can he grab it? As Mick Foley looking around, knowing that at some point, he's going to deal with somebody.
Well, it was like looking over his shoulder, wasn't he? I keep thinking back to what Angle said in reference to Foley, that he would be taken care of as the War Machine Rhino fights through the pain of the ankle lock, and that's one way to reverse it. That's the perfect way to counter it. Roll over, use the free leg, and catches him with the boot coming in, but you know that Rhino, he's been weakened. Oh, my.
His head hit the turnbuckle at the top and caught it flush. And you could see that, you know, I'm starting to wonder a little bit here if maybe what Kurt was doing, maybe was playing some mind games with Mick Foley through this whole thing. I mean, well, what's the ultimate victory? Being able to do it on your own, but now the Gore being set up here as a wobbly Kurt Angle. Oh, I thought he wasn't going to get out of the way, but he kicked him.
Gonna go for the slam. There it is. Angle slam. Here's the pin.
No.
Boy, how many times have we seen Kurt Angle either use the ankle lock or that ankle slam to gain a victory, but Rhino's still alive.
I'll tell you something, Rhino has just been so impressive, and now it's not a matter of how impressive he's been against Kurt Angle, it's how impressive he's been at staying alive in this match. Not allowing Kurt to pin him, not allowing Kurt to make him tap out. It's just he's reaching down and taking everything that Kurt's giving him. I mean, this guy just won't quit.
Oh, my. You see that Rhino charged at Angle, who sidestepped him, and instead contact made with the referee. Slick Johnson down, and the decapitation clothesline by Angle just took Rhino straight down to the mat, and Mick Foley rolls in here. In a minute. Angle gonna pick up a steel chair and head back to the ring. Foley checking on the referee's condition.
Oh, he's saying no. Well, you were expecting these two to somehow butt heads, and here it is. But what this is doing is allowing at least Rhino to be able to get some composure. Mick Foley making sure that this is done the right way, and this, look at him, he's demanding he put the chair down.
And Angle does so. Whoa! Quick roll-up. Foley counts 2. Special enforcer Mick Foley taking over the duties of referee with Slick Johnson knocked down, and Angle almost had his shoulders counted down.
Well, Foley's explaining, hey, the referee's not able to do it. So Foley just kind of rolls him out of the ring, and he's taking over the match at this point. Kurt Angle going up top, but look at the Rhino. He just gets right up that quickly and puts his shots to the head.
Angle in trouble at this point, up on top. Does Rhino still have enough left in the tank to take Angle and power him from up there? Here it comes.
Superplex! This could be it, Mike. This could be what he needs.
Rolls across, drapes the arm.
2. Oh, my. God, was that close.
You saw Mick Foley motion to the crowd that it was just this close. Almost the 3 count.
And oh, my God, look at this. Look at this. Al Snow walking down the ramp, and you wonder what's Kurt Angle thinking here.
It's Al Snow? I mean, if you think about it, what an interesting choice that Kurt Angle made. Oh, my God. I mean, the history that Al Snow has with Mick Foley, former tag team champions. And think, oh, my God, look at that chair. What a shot by Angle. Angle just hit Rhino with the steel chair. There's the Angle slam.
Gonna make him count 1, 2. He's got to count him out.
Here's your winner,
I'm putting everything together at this point. Think about in the Mick Foley book, he always made fun at the expense of Al Snow.
listen, you made a promise. I beat Rhino's ass tonight. That means at Genesis, I will have the opportunity and guarantee everyone that I will cripple that son of a bitch, Jeff Jarrett. And after Jeff, when I'm through with him, you next. You're next, you old son of a bitch. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. You have a nice day.
I hate to admit it, but I've got to say it. In essence, Kurt Angle, and he just winked and gave the thumbs up to Al Snow. I think what we've seen here, Don, at Final Resolution is that Kurt Angle has just won up the TNA founder, Jeff Jarrett, and the executive shareholder, Mick Foley. Let's review what we've just witnessed in this match.
I'll tell you what, so many incredible moments trying to figure out the relationship, but this was when Rhino was in charge. I mean, just using that power, putting that shoulder down. You could see him grabbing him by the neck, flipping him over. But right here is where it turned around early, pushing him over the top, and then rail shot. What a wicked shot that was.
No question, complexion changed at that point. Angle with that grip on Rhino. Rhino tried to forge a comeback. Contact made with referee Slick Johnson in the corner, brought Mick Foley into play.
There was the superplex, but here's Al Snow. Think about it. Mick Foley made so much money at Al Snow's expense. So much money making fun of him that Al Snow gladly accepted the invitation from Kurt. Kurt hits the chair. Here comes the ankle slam. And he gets that rematch with the King of the Mountain.
Well, you see here in the replay, Mick Foley got his hand up after the 2 count, and he didn't want to do it. He didn't want to draw through and count 3, but he realized that he had to. That's an awfully cocky Kurt Angle looking on. Kurt Angle gets the rematch he's been waiting for. He gets Jeff Jarrett at Genesis to Lauren with the Main Event Mafia.
Sting, tonight you are faced with a confident group, the Front Line on the other side of that locker room. With Team 3D taking up their cause just 2 weeks ago, they are determined to leave that ring tonight with AJ Styles as the new TNA World Champion. My question to you is this: how confident are you feeling tonight, being that if any member of the Main Event Mafia gets pinned, you will lose your world title?
How confident am I? I'm very confident. This is exactly what I wanted, Lauren. I mean, we've been in this since the beginning. Scott, Kevin, Booker, Charmel, and me. We've all been victims of their disrespect. And we knew from the very beginning that this was going to be a war. But I'm surrounded by experience. Scott, Kevin, Charmel, and Booker. I've got experience fighting by my side tonight. Combined, we've been through it all. We've seen it all, and we have survived it all, and we're still standing right here tonight. So Team 3D, Joe, and AJ, tonight you're going to learn what Main Event Mafia represents, and you're going to learn what this title represents. Frontline, watch and learn.
Privilege. The idea that one is owed something, born into this world so that he may be served by those less worthy.
Here's to the Main Event Mafia.
His spot at the top of the food chain guaranteed until the day he dies. Some are born with it. Others work their whole lives to obtain it.
TNA talks about crossing the line. Well, what I want to know is, do you have enough balls to cross that line and come out here and stand with me and Joe?
And once they have it in their grasp, they will do anything to hold on to it.
They love the Main Event Mafia so much that they want to live their pathetic lives through us just to be like us.
The principles that laid the foundation of who they are today, replaced by the greed to keep others away from their spoils.
When it comes to the Main Event Mafia, this is their world, and we're playing under their rules.
At Final Resolution, these men will test their limits.
If the members of the Main Event Mafia manage to win that match, then Sting holds on to his TNA Heavyweight Championship. But if AJ, Joe, and the two partners of their choosing come out on top, then your new TNA Heavyweight Champion will be AJ Styles.
The haves versus the have-nots.
You don't want to pass the torch? That's fine. We'll take it from you.
Hunger versus greed.
The final resolution at the 8-man tag, we're going to fight for that world title like it was our own.
What is versus what can be.
Those young guys represent everything that is right about the wrestling business. You five represent everything that is wrong.
A tug of war that can only be decided by the strength of their pride and the will of their hearts. The TNA World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. The Front Line takes on the Main Event Mafia.
I am here in the locker room of the TNA Front Line, Team 3D, Samoa Joe, and the phenomenal one, AJ Styles. Gentlemen, set to do battle tonight against the Main Event Mafia in an 8-man tag team match where the 4 of you are victorious. AJ Styles becomes the new TNA World Heavyweight Champion. But the question on everyone's mind tonight, can you trust these two?
Are you serious? Are you for real? All week long, that's what we've been hearing. That's what the entire wrestling world has been talking about. Can AJ and Joe trust me and my brother Devon? Earlier tonight, Tanae said it, and now you. What in the world?
Let me get this one. Let me get this one. Who's everyone? Who's everyone, JB? You still paddling around with Kurt Angle? Is that the everyone you're talking about? Man, take a look in their eyes. Take a look. 10 years ago, they were in the same position as Joe and I are in right now. They got through it by doing the right thing. Do I believe in these guys? Do I trust them? Like brothers, like family. Front Line is taking home the World Championship tonight. Believe that.
Like brothers. Like family. You got this?
Oh, I got it.
Good.
On a night of high risk, high stakes matches, this quite simply the biggest. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our 8-man tag with the TNA World Title going to either the Front Line or staying with the Main Event Mafia. When AJ and Samoa Joe needed to fill 2 slots, the Front Line, yes, the War Machine, returned to his ECW roots. Rhino confident he's made the right choice, but as we just heard, AJ Joe maybe not as convinced they can trust 3D. Yes, stakes high. Winning team tonight takes control. Who leaves final resolution with the leverage, with the political clout that goes with the world title? The Mafia or the Front Line? The Main Event Mafia makes their appearance at Final Resolution. Sting talked about it earlier. He said, you are about to see what the Main Event Mafia, you are about to see what the TNA World Heavyweight Championship represents. TNA Front Line, watch. TNA Front Line, learn.
First word that comes to my mind when I see these guys together, and I mean it, doesn't matter their age, it doesn't matter anything, it's just impressive. The word is impressive. I mean, they really have that chemistry, they have that intimidation. I mean, all those world titles that they've all held. I mean, it's a group that was put together that, like I said, you may not agree with them. You may respect the Front Line and understand what they stand for. But you can't help but be impressed by the Main Event Mafia.
Mafia. The other word you used, chemistry. We know the Mafia has that. I'm not exactly sure yet that Joe, AJ, Brother Ray, Brother Devon, that they have that chemistry. That's what we're going to find out. That's the question that we're going to answer tonight. Can they trust Team 3D? We're going to send it to the ring. We're going to send it to Jeremy Borash. Ladies and gentlemen, introduction time for the Final Resolution main event.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is scheduled for one fall and is your main event of the evening. An 8-man tag with the World Heavyweight Championship on the line. When the bell rings, the man in charge, TNA official, Mr. Earl Hebner. And now, ladies and gentlemen, live from Universal Studios, Orlando, Florida, it's time for your Final Resolution main event of the evening. Introducing, first of all, they are the members of the Main Event Mafia. First of all, standing in the corner to my left, from Detroit, Michigan, he is Big Sexy Kevin Nash. Introducing the current TNA Legends Champion, Booker T. From the University of Michigan, Big Papa Pump, Scott Steiner. And ladies and gentlemen, introducing the current reigning and defending TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Icon, Sting. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the members of the TNA Front Line. First of all, introducing the most decorated tag team in professional wrestling history. The team of Brother Ray and Brother Devon, Team 3D. Introducing their partner from the Isle of Samoa, weighing in at 282 pounds, the Samoan submission machine, Samoa Joe. And now introducing from Gainesville, Georgia, weighing in at 225 pounds, he is the phenomenal AJ Styles.
This roof's coming off.
Crowd here at Final Resolution in Orlando, Florida, at an absolute fever pitch. I think it's obvious, Don. The realization has set in with everyone. The people here live in attendance in Orlando, Florida. Those of you watching live at home on Final Resolution's pay-per-view, the light bulb has come on because we know what's at stake here. The World Heavyweight Championship and all the power that goes with it. Will it stay with the Main Event Mafia, or will it go to the upstarts, the TNA Front Line?
Keyword, trust. Sting has got to trust Booker T, Kevin Nash, and Scott Steiner at all times. AJ Styles knows he can trust Samoa Joe. He's got to put his trust in the most decorated tag team in wrestling, Team 3D. I was a little nervous when I saw Brother Ray holding on to Devon after AJ and Joe walked out of that shot earlier tonight. I felt like there's a little something maybe they're planning, but you know what? At this point, you're in a war. They've got to be with you. But Mike, I'll tell you what impressed me tonight was, yeah, the crowd, you got to cheer people like Sting and Nash and Steiner and Booker for what they've done. But the reception the Front Line got was off the charts.
It's obvious the star power that you're watching in this 8-man tag team main event. but the stakes so high with Sting's World Heavyweight title belt hanging in the balance. Will Sting leave tonight still champion, or will the championship belt go to the phenomenal AJ Styles? Interesting to see that the two teams who they sent out to start the match. AJ sent out from the front line. Booker T representing the Mafia. And while AJ took it to Booker in the opening minute, look how quickly Booker can turn it around on it. Oh, he went for the kick. AJ dropped down. AJ first with the punch, then with the chop, and then with the big overhand right.
Look at those rights, man. He just caught Booker T in the jaw with that third one. AJ just showing that fire, but Booker brings those big legs and knee into the gut with such force. You can hear the air going out of a phenomenal one. But look at that agility, that balance. That's what makes AJ Styles so great. We talk about Kurt Angle. And could he be the greatest wrestler of all time? I have a belief that AJ Styles may be the greatest wrestler today.
How about that move? Full extension of the legs in a drop kick. It stopped Booker T as he came off the ropes. And now AJ going to take Booker, bring him over to the other side of the ring, and turn things over. Team 3D, Brother Ray, he's next to represent the front line.
Tell you what, why not test him right off the bat? Find out what Brother Ray's made of. And think about Brother Ray. I'll tell you what, he brings that unbelievable size to the front line, that intimidation factor of his own. I mean, it really is. You look at these two sides and you see equality, experience on one side, youth on the other. And I know I'm losing my voice here tonight because it's been just such an exciting night, but just this level of excitement for people realizing what's at stake here is just so great to be a part of, Mike.
Booker tags in, big Papa Pump. Scott Steiner now legal. Booker with the side slam first. Gets Brother Ray down on the mat so that Steiner can put the boots to him. But Brother Ray trying to get back up, just to his knees. But as soon as he does, Scott Steiner is right on him like a full court press. Big clubbing blows to the back. Gonna try and shoot him across and does. And Brother Ray is decked, dropped. Steiner gonna ring out the arm, and as he goes to drop the elbow, Brother Ray's seen that through the years. He's able to roll out of the way and get right back up to his feet. But first it's the left. Ready for a little flip-flop and fly. Oh, drop down. He's gonna just power him down. How many times do you see that?
1, 2. I mean, there's a little variation of the rock bottom as he just crushed him on the mat. And I'll tell you what, that's sending a sign to Joe, and he tags him in. And you know what? Main Event Mafia are going to have to do quick tags. I mean, they're just not going to have the win that the front line's going to have. The front line, I think, can take their time more. Right now, they're feeling it. They're feeding off this crowd. They've got the momentum.
So far, so good when it comes to the teamwork aspect of the front line. Off the double team of Steiner. Joe takes control, and he just goes wild on Steiner. First squashes him in the corner, then drills him right in the back of the head with the kick.
I mean, he is unbelievable how high he can get his kick up there for a man of that size. 280 pounds. But it's just that martial arts background that he has. And he is just so impressive and so incredible. But a shortcut by Scott Steiner, trying to pull him over. But look at Joe, able to pull away, and he wants him to tag in big, sexy Kevin Nash.
That's not going to be the case. The world champion, the icon, Sting instead. The long history, the year of Kevin Nash being side by side with Samoa Joe. Being the teacher, being the mentor to Joe. And certainly Joe wants to get at him, but boy, Joe is just unleashing an assault here against Sting.
Sting's got to have memories of that title match when Joe just dismantled him. And I know Sting got the win because of Kevin Nash, but one thing about Kevin Nash that you got to respect, one thing we know about him, he won't succumb to peer pressure. He was not going to be called out by Samoa Joe. He'll do it in his own time. That's what makes him so clever and smart. Joe was brought up in emotion. Sting now trying to find a way to turn this thing around, and does it with a raking of the eyes, and then he starts his offense.
That was the key. Joe just taking it to Sting. But now Sting after the irate of all things, the big slam, and then Sting goes airborne and drops the elbow across the chest of the Samoan submission machine.
How about the world champion there showing that test of strength on Joe, and now they tag in Big Sexy, and that's what Kevin Nash wanted. He wanted a wounded Joe. He didn't want a fresh, mad, fired up Joe. He got what he wanted, and he's bringing those knees and those hips right into the gut.
You said it. You said that Big Sexy. You said that Kevin Nash would take on on Samoa Joe on his terms and at his time. And now that Joe has been weakened, Nash decides it is. But look at Joe fight back out of the corner.
Sometimes Joe just realized that Nash was in there and hit him, and man, he wanted spot. Now look at this, bringing Nash to this side. The front line have Nash cornered.
Joe holds Nash so that he can't escape the corner and tags in brother Devon. The well-placed knee by Nash stops Devon. Clothesline not even close. Devon shoulder block took down Big Sexy, and now look how quickly Steiner and Booker in. Steiner powered down by Devon. Running clothesline for Booker.
I think a part of the Mafia felt that maybe Devon and Ray weren't going to be on the side of the front line. I think a part of them felt like that they would be just too caught up in the allure of the Main Event Mafia, but how impressive has Devon and Ray been? Almost a pin right there by Devon, and he goes over and crashes Booker T in the back of the head in motion for Nash to get up.
Oh, as Devon goes to use the ropes, Sting catches him from outside. That momentary distraction comes back to hurt Devon, because when he turns around, Nash drops him with the big boot.
That's the chemistry. I mean, it really is. Sting did what he had to do to give Nash enough time to.
His impressive side slam leads to a 2 count that time. Nash on the verge of gaining the victory for the Main Event Mafia and keeping the championship belt around the waist of Sting. Devon beaten down, Nash tags in Big Papa Pump, exposes the rib cage, and Steiner drives the boot right into the side of brother Devon.
So important to keep the front line on their side of the ring and tag in quickly to each other. I mean, play off each other. Don't let anybody get winded. I mean, just keep coming so that the front line doesn't see it. The front line, they've got to get... Wow. Oh, man, the strength of Steiner. Wow.
Dropped on his head. Pin, two, whoa. Just a reaction there from Devon to throw that shoulder up before the 3 count. But what an impressive power move by Big Papa Pump. Scott Steiner taking someone the size of brother Devon overhead with the suplex. And now Booker comes in, and you see Booker T putting the boots to a very weakened Devon, and now cranking back on that chin lock. Referee Earl Hebner trying to stop him, not having much success, and you can see that Devon is dazed. Devon's confused. Well, he's got to get across the ring and get in a tag, but like you mentioned earlier, that's the last thing that the Main Event Mafia is going to allow him to do.
AJ Styles has got to find a way to get in this match. I mean, it benefits him the most. Of all the individuals, AJ Styles can take a title away from the icon Sting. He needs to get out there and just absolutely send a message. The front line won't be stopped as Booker T just gets that leg up high, and as Devon comes off the rope,
here we go.
1, 2. Now you're getting to a point where how much more can Devon take? We've seen him get those shoulders up now 4 times.
Remember the stipulation here. If any member, if any one of the 4 of the TNA Front Line is victorious in getting the 3 count, the submission win, whatever it is, the championship belt goes across to the front line and will be held by the phenomenal AJ Styles. On the other hand, Main Event Mafia, if they win tonight, they keep the belt right around the waist of the icon Sting, just exactly where they want it.
Yeah, I mean, we know how important it is to Sting, but it's more important, I think, for the Main Event Mafia as a group to have that belt, because it stands for the power. It's the stroke in TNA, the World Championship, and if they lose that, then they've lost a big part of themselves tonight, because that's what they're about a faction of all World Championship record holders.
Boy, Booker T just maintaining the hold on brother Devon. Sting caught him with several shots with the boots, and now Scott Steiner says it's my turn to come in. They've really had their way with Devon for the better part of the last several minutes here, and we mentioned it minutes ago that he needed to get a tag in, and the beating just continues. They're going to put one half of Team 3D up on the top rope. Steiner so impressive earlier with the power move on Devon with that overhead suplex. And now in the corner, you see Devon tries to fight back. Some headbutts from the middle rope. Oh, he went for the diving headbutt off the top, and he caught Steiner.
Now does he have enough to get past Steiner and get AJ Joe or his partner Brother Ray in this match? I mean, he's taken an unbelievable beating, but he's survived it. That's the key. Think about what he's done. He's wore out all the members, and here comes Brother Ray, and here comes Kevin Nash.
Rapid fire rights from Brother Ray, punctuated by a clothesline that takes Nash down. As soon as Nash gets to his feet, he's dropped with another lariat. Here he goes, shot across, and Brother Ray, oh my, squashed him, splashed him in the corner, brings him right back out to the center of the ring, elevates Nash up, backdrop suplex, Nash days, Nash going to be rolled over.
Here it is.
Here's the pin, but Booker in for the save. Caught him with the boot. Even before referee Hebner could start the count, he counted one.
Well, that ought to question that. That ought to answer anybody's questions about loyalty. How about the viciousness that Brother Ray went on Big Sexy, and now Joe.
This is what Joe's wanted. Joe off the knee, pin. You know Samoa Joe would like nothing better than to get the 3 count on Kevin Nash and bring the World Heavyweight title belt over to the front line. Attention turned to Booker T, who reverses and counters and sends Joe to the corner. Watch Scott Steiner outside. Big Papa Pump has got Samoa Joe, pulls him out to the point where he crunched him against that steel post.
And Booker T kept Earl Hebner from seeing the whole thing. Booker T was able to distract the referee, and all that did was allow Big Sexy a chance to catch his breath and get to his feet. And now he takes that force and pulls that clothesline in. 1, 2, not enough as Joe kicks out.
Short arm clothesline by Nash, only gets him 2. This time he goes off the ropes and drops the elbow. Hebner down for another 2 count, but Joe able to roll the shoulder before 3. Reaches across for the tag, and boy, that was close. Styles, 3D, both extending their hands into the ring, but no, instead, Nash directing Joe over to the corner, and the tag is into the icon, and the world champ with a dropkick, top boot, went directly in the face of Samoa Joe.
Man, Samoa Joe took a wicked shot. He's over there in that corner. He knows he's got to get AJ in this matchup. AJ's the freshest member of everybody right now. We haven't seen him another drop kick by the world champion as he puts Joe back on his back. And now the Main Event Mafia tagging in quickly, not allowing anybody to get winded. And I'll tell you what, how impressive was Kevin Nash, able to stand the onslaught and get back things that go in their way.
Well, you talk about a case where they're pulling out all the stops. Sting with 2 drop kicks. Steiner, yep, the famous Steiner line. This time he rings it out and drops the elbow and goes for the push-up instead of keeping the pin. And, whoa, he just got clocked from behind by Brother Ray.
Well, I don't know if that was the time to send that message, and Brother Ray showed him, and I'll tell you what he did. He knocked him right back into Joe.
Sure did.
And he's got the grip around the neck, and that's one of those things where the emotion from Ray may have really hurt the team.
One of those moves that looked good at the time. Brother Ray from outside from the apron with the shot, but instead what you see here is Steiner is set directly onto Joe, and he's going to try and wear him down. Joe realizes he's got to get back up to his feet, or he might be forced to tap out.
Yeah, I'm one of those conspiracy theorists, guys, but you can't look at it that way. Look at this, though, man, the strength. Oh, my gosh, Steiner just put him right on his face.
Just necktied him, drove him face first to the mat. Brother Ray realizes he's got to get this thing turned around, so he not only makes the save, but you saw him slapping on Joe, trying to clear the cobweb.
Yeah, he was, just trying to let him realize where he was at. But now Joe in major trouble with Sting comes back in, and he's just been so impressive. I mean, the strength that he's shown tonight, snaps that suplex off, and Samoa Joe's looking at the wrong people.
If you think about it, this kind of a match, the 8-man tag, it's made for the Main Event Mafia. It enables them to come in, hit with authority, make the tag, and get another world champion back into the battle. This time it's Booker T, and you can see he's got Joe. He's got him seized around the head, around the back of the neck. First it's the knees, then it's the chops, and Joe goes right down. And the second that he gets up, Booker catches him with the chop, and Joe answers.
Whoa, Joe crushes him now. Look at these guys just trading him. And now Joe hits 2 in a row, 3 in a row. And he comes off those ropes, isn't enough? No, he goes right out of the boot.
Spectacular kick by Booker. Spinneroonie back up to a knee. Just when it looked like Joe was going to turn it around, Booker cuts him off. Main Event Mafia take control again.
AJ Styles has got to find a way to get in this matchup before it's too late.
Almost an eternity since he's been in here.
It is, and think about what he can do if he does get in. I mean, he's going to be so fresh where everybody else is tired. But look at how good the Main Event Mafia are working together, keeping these guys isolated on this side so there's nothing they can do.
Again, Joe positioned on the top rope. Big Papa Pump, heads up. Gonna try and take the 300-pounder overhead. My God! The belly-to-belly released overhead suplex. Steiner on him for the cover. No. Joe got his foot on the ropes.
Oh, my God. How on earth did he even...
Reaction.
How on
Simple
earth?
reaction. submission move.
That's unbelievable there. I thought it was over. I don't know what more Joe can take. I mean, we saw Joe in that Nash matchup, a man take more punishment than a human being can do and would still get to his feet. I mean, he's the toughest son of a bitch I've ever seen in my life. He really is. I mean, he is just an animal. And Joe, you've almost got to kill him to beat him.
Main Event Mafia continue the wear down, the beat down on Samoa Joe to the point where Steiner sends him over to their side and tags in. And now this is Nash's chance to come back in and get 3 shots. A dazed Samoa Joe, so weakened right now, and Nash is taking advantage, hitting him with everything that he's got. The series of big overhand punches, the knee to the midsection, and now the 7-footer.
Look at that look on his face.
Takes it up. Yeah, you're right. He's got so much power behind that boot that's right across the throat, right across the windpipe of Samoa Joe.
How can Samoa Joe even be moving at this point? How is he not unconscious? How has he not been pinned? I mean, this is unreal. Samoa Joe, if he can hang on, if he can get a tag, this is going to be unbelievable for the front line.
Booker from outside, the already weakened Samoa Joe. He's got his throat right across that steel cable, pulling down the back of his head, all of the weight. You saw the referee taken out of play. Booker's beating enables Nash to take Joe, bring him back up to his feet. Drives the elbow to the back of the head. Joe shot off. Nash again extends the leg and again drops him with the big boot. Tag in. Here comes the champ. Icon. Oh, went for the splash. I think Joe got the knees up.
How did he do it, man? He just saw him coming, got the knees up in time, and what a vicious shot. Sting thought it was over. Sting knew that was the killing blow. But now Joe still reaches out. Sting's smart enough to bring Joe back to the corner of the Main Event Mafia.
And I think you noticed, even though Joe was able to get the knees up when Sting went off the top, the second that Joe got up and he went to make the tag, he was tagging for the wrong side. He was tagging on the Main Event Mafia side. That enables him to get sent back over to their side, where Booker T now comes in and Booker applies the abdominal stretch, and Joe fighting through the pain. Hip toss is one way to break it, and just when he does, Booker catches him off guard and tags in Steiner.
How much more can a man take? How much more can a man survive? This is unbelievable, but he's still on his feet, and look at the power as he catches him in midair and slams Steiner down. It's one of the most impressive things I've ever seen from a man who's taken so much punishment.
Joe tries to regroup, again, regaining his senses. And there's the tag that we've been waiting for. AJ Legal, and AJ and Sting, what a clothesline by Styles.
And you can feel the crowd, they were just waiting for it. And AJ's so fresh, and he knows it. Booker T tries to come in and stop the onslaught, but AJ's got enough for everybody. He's got enough for all of them, and he just smashes Nash right in the face, and there's a kick to the back of the head.
Big Nash goes down in the corner. Almost caught Sting with a little of his own medicine with the splash that time. There's the splash on the far side for Big Papa Pump. AJ, big splash in the corner on Booker T. And
he's got
one for Kevin Nash as well.
He's got something for everybody, Professor. He is just so impressive. Look at this.
Mocking the icon Sting. They're taking Sting and driving him right back. This could do it.
1, 2, not enough.
The series of Stinger-like splashes by AJ almost leads him to the victory and almost leads to the front line becoming the power group with the World Heavyweight title.
Joe's legal.
He is. He tagged in.
Unbelievable that he didn't even want to. And he put Sting on his shoulder.
T-bone suplex. Here we go.
Wow, Steiner, Booker T, both at the same time knew they had to break it up, and it's broken down. It was just a matter of time. I couldn't believe they were able to stay legal for so long. But now it's just a melee.
All hell is broken loose with all 8 men involved. Referee Hebner going to try and maintain some kind of control here. Here it is.
3D by Team 3D. But Scott Steiner able to come in and nail them both with clotheslines.
Double clothesline, and there's the suplex by Steiner on Devon. He just got T-boned. Full Nelson up. Full Nelson sit-out powerbomb by Brother Ray on Steiner.
Nash wobbling, but Nash has got it. Can he have enough? He just choke slammed the heck out of Brother Ray. But AJ with a flying forearm all the way across the 6-sided ring.
Now Sting in. Sting off the double leg, gonna go for the Scorpion. He's got him, and thrust by Samoa Joe. Sting positioned up on top. AJ elevated out to the floor by Nash. He's got him up. Guess when he's going to put him away. You see the low blow by Kevin Nash.
The Muscle Buster would have ended it, but Kevin Nash again, and then he hits the Scorpion Death Drop, and oh no, no, tell me, no, two, no.
Here are your winners representing the Main Event Mafia, Big Sexy Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, Booker T, and still TNA Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Icon Sting.
I can't believe it ended this way. I can't believe it ended this way, Mike. For Kevin Nash to have to use the low blow when the Muscle Buster was going to end it right there. You knew it was over. They just went through so much tonight, but Sting able to retain the belt.
The Front Line just this close to victory. On the verge of defeating Sting with the Muscle Buster. Nash in instead with the low blow. Let's revisit what we just witnessed. Here it is. That's the telling blow. That cheap shot by Kevin Nash.
I mean, for a man who withstood so much tonight, he couldn't withstand that. Sting saw the opportunity, hit the Scorpion Death Drop, and there the belt is in the hands of the Icon Sting, and he retains. What a match, Mike.
What a match and what a night here at Final Resolution. So much was at stake, Don. And quite honestly, the Front Line's opportunity to take control stopped by the Main Event Mafia. You see the Icon Sting solo walking up the ramp. The other members of the Main Event Mafia raising their hands in victory. But this chance for the Front Line to take control, it's stopped by the Mafia. Not only does Angle defeat Rhino to get the match with Jeff Jarrett, but on a night when the Front Line should have gained possession of the World Championship, Kevin Nash, the Main Event Mafia, they take the low road, and as a result, Sting remains World Heavyweight Champion at Final Resolution, and the Main Event Mafia remains in total control.
TNA Wrestling. Cross the line.